Oh, yeah, there's the
you feel that?
earthquake. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. What an
That was wild.
earthquake.
That feels like, I'm going to say, a 5.6.
Whoa. On today's part of my take, we have a packed show for the AWLs. It is Grit Week, day 3, and we have Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce, one of the grittiest guys out there. Great interview with him. We went to USC today to run a basketball practice with head coach Eric Musselman, recurring guest, great guy. He is going to be on the pod at the end of the show to answer listener-submitted grit questions. We also have a very special interview, probably the only podcast that would do this interview. We ran into, at the meet and greet, the kid, or he's not a kid anymore, the adult who as a kid got his head stuck in the Jacksonville Jaguars statue. So we did an exclusive with him, which was great. We have the Mount Rushmore of tough things. We're going to talk Hard Knocks.
It was a very good Mount Rushmore, by the way.
Great Mount Rushmore.
Great Mount Rushmore.
We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne. It is jam-packed show, and it's brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. Know the beautiful thing about being a sports fan? There's only like 2 days the whole year without a game. 2, with so much happening and so much action, that makes just about every day game day at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the NFL or to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, place your first bet. It really couldn't be any easier, any simpler than that. We did our NFL futures, the ones we liked. What'd you pick?
I picked a little team called the Kansas City Chiefs to win over 11.5 games. You got a good young quarterback I like and a tight end. Jason Kelsey's brother plays tight end, and he's pretty good.
Okay, I had the Saints over 7.5. I think they're not as bad as people think they are. Hank, what was yours?
The Bears.
Oh, okay, yeah, you did that as a troll. If you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go.
Hey, football guy. Patino. AWL. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take. Yeah. Pardon my take.
Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Wednesday, August 7th, and football is back. Memes, are you okay? I'm good. He's crying.
He's so happy that football's back. It's
Listen,
wild.
we're going to talk about Hard Knocks in a second. I just want to set the stage. We are on day 3 of Grit Week. Grit Week, as Grit Week goes along, the days get longer. I feel like today was 1,000 years.
Thursday.
Today's Thursday. We are all kind of running on fumes / like weird fights, but fun fights. All I don't even know what's going on.
Hank wasn't being that fun when he was being a bitch earlier.
That's a real hibbity-dibbity. Right, Huey? We found out that Huey says hibbity-dibbity. He doesn't? Why do you guys said that?
No, I said that memes thinks that.
Oh, he thinks that he says it.
said he thinks that should be his catchphrase.
Oh, okay. Can that be your catchphrase?
Hibbity dibbity.
Hibbity-dibbity. All right, there it is. Well, he said it. I think he said the words.
Yeah.
He did the tweet, the smocking tweet. Hibbity-dibbity. Say it one more time.
Hibbity dibbity. How do you spell that?
I don't know.
I
don't think it's spelled.
Yeah, that's above our pay grade. But football's back.
Football's-
And we are on Grit Week, and we're losing our minds, but in a good way.
Yeah, and we did the clothes thing yesterday. We had Huey and Pug, right? Pug went with you, so we're wearing our new clothes.
Yeah, I got an Outcast shirt. I'm getting a lot of street cred.
Big Cat shirt is just awesome.
Yeah.
But you are wearing like horizontal conduct horizontal seersucker shorts, which I've never seen before. It's kind of hypnotizing.
I didn't even realize till now. One leg is horizontal, one leg is vertical.
That's your shorts
What
are
the
hypnotizing.
fuck?
Kind of cool.
It's like
I've been wearing these shorts all day.
it's like a magic eye thing for your crotch.
What the hell?
Hank is rocking a Daytona shirt.
I would just wear this outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hank
regularly.
looks good.
Max is wearing something.
Yeah,
I look good.
You do
Yeah,
look good.
yeah.
What's wrong with
Look
my
good.
fit?
Well, you're wearing a tank top.
Yeah. Well,
We're in Cali, bro.
we're in Cali.
You look like the owner of the shittiest bar in Mexico.
I think the boys look great.
I think the boys look
Yeah.
pretty good this today. But yeah, great week. We're doing the damn thing. So we watched Hard Knocks. Shout out Corby and Susanna. Great AWLs. They opened up their home to us. They made buffalo wings.
And Rosie,
Their beautiful
Fuck,
dog.
I wanted to be the one to shout out Rose.
No, the
But
dog
you
actually
weren't.
did growl at one person and one person only. Max.
Didn't growl. Did not growl.
It was a growl.
Not even a slight
It
growl.
was a growl.
It was a little.
I saw it. I was standing
It was a
right
little
there.
hesitant. That there was no growl. It was a
Not
little.
hesitant towards any of us.
She wasn't hesitant to me.
She was hesitant. You guys suck.
Okay.
No, she rubbed up against my leg. I have dog hairs on my leg.
But we did it all. We had a great meet and greet in Long Beach. Tons of AWLs came out. We met the kid whose head got stuck in the Jaguar statue, which we have him on the show later on.
Shout out to the guy that just brought me a football. He just came up to
Yeah.
us. He goes, "Hey PFT, I brought you a football," and handed it to me. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever given. This
Yeah.
is the nicest present of all time.
Yeah.
Because then you get to just have a football and toss it around.
Hank called the AWLs soft as fuck because they didn't give him any drugs.
I didn't say soft. That's not what I said. I was just the last 3 or 4 meet and greets. We've walked away with like a lot of weed.
The Silk Road. The entire Silk Road.
I was surprised that in California, of all places, that it didn't happen. But I wouldn't have taken it anyway.
It's okay. You don't like them. That's fine. I love them. They were awesome. Everybody was super cool today.
Yeah, so we had a great day, and we finished it with Hard Knocks at Corby and Susanna's house. What were you going to say, Hank?
I'll say you probably will before the interview, but quickly, since I'm sure there's many people who will not understand the Jaguars
Okay.
kid, because even
Yes.
our own producers were like, I don't even know what
Okay,
the fuck
that's
he's
fair.
talking about.
That's fair. There's a famous picture from
Famous
1997.
to you.
No, this was this
the
was a
NFL
big deal.
world. The NFL world. 1997.
I knew it.
There's a famous picture of a 9-year-old who put his head inside the Jacksonville Jaguar outside the Jaguars stadium. He put his head in the Jaguar's mouth, and he got his head stuck in the Jaguar. And there's a picture of this little kid with his head stuck in the Jaguar. And it like the fire department had to come. He's going to tell the whole story. I get to the bar today. This guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you've talked about me a lot, but you don't know who I am." And I was like, "All right, this is weird. I'm skeptical." And he's like, "I'm the kid who got his head stuck in the Jaguar." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." And he showed me his ID. I then looked at all the articles about it, matched up, age matched up, everything. I used to post a picture every time the Jaguars lost in my blogs. And listen, if Hank hates this interview, PFT, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, no, Hank,
I thought it was a fun
This is
wrinkle.
insane.
I don't think that
All right.
Hank
You guys
appreciates the lore behind Jaguars. Kid.
No, you hate the interview. It's fine. It's a 10-minute interview. It's a funny story.
Jaguars
The guy
kid-
even said
I
to us,
didn't
he's
even
like,
listen to the interview.
He said
I
ESPN
was
and
meeting and greeting while you guys were
he
interviewing.
said the ESPN and the Jaguars have reached out to him to try to get him to do an interview, and he was like, I saved it for PMT.
I love that. Big Cat, I was standing next to him as we start, doing pictures, and every maybe first or second or third picture, he'd be just like, I can't believe he's here.
I couldn't.
Well,
Never- I've
Jaguars
never
kid is
seen
a big
you
deal,
more-
Hank.
yeah,
Like,
I know.
this kid is
I know.
like
I might be the
synonymous with the
curse.
Jaguar.
I
I
was
would
pro.
say that the first things that come to mind with Jaguars, it's Blake Bortles, and then probably Blake Bortles again, and then distant third Jaguars kid,
Yeah,
also Urban Meyer.
yeah. All right, so we got a shitload for everyone, but we should talk Hard Knocks, which is great. I loved Hard
It
Knocks.
was a good first episode. I don't think that you did like it. I thought you didn't like it.
No. I
Because
thought
Big Cat went through some emotional swings during the episode.
I understand the storytelling HBO has to do. I thought they were pretty heavy on the bad Caleb Williams highlights to start, but then they turned around, and I will say right now, just watching it, I mean, Caleb Williams has aura. He's also got a fucking fat ass, which is good because that's the power to drive the football down the field.
I made a couple notes during it, just right off the top, because Big Cat did get upset with how they showed his
The
bad,
first 10 minutes were
his bad
just
passes.
Were just bad passes.
Well,
I was like, where's this
no.
going?
In the first 5 minutes, they did a montage of some silky spirals. Some great passes.
It was a lot of bad passes.
First pass
start.
was great.
Yeah, and then it was bad passes. Then they showed some good ones. I understand they're doing storytelling. I just, and they also did the whole pun, like, oh, everyone could take the L, but they want W's.
So I made a couple notes here, just of Big
true,
Cat's initial thoughts behind it. First thing Big Cat
Wait,
said.
whoa! You were recording me when we were just watching?
I made 2 notes. Two
Okay.
things that you said. You can tell me if they're false.
Okay, I mean they're probably true.
All right. First, Big Cat thought that they were calling Caleb Williams gay when Eberflus said the word grinder.
It was
and cut to
a
Caleb
suspect
Williams.
cut. Listen. Everyone shits on the Bears. Everyone outside of Chicago is saying that Caleb Williams is going to be a monumental bust. I have my defenses up.
I don't think that that's
A lot of
true.
people.
That's not
Okay,
true.
a
He
lot
said
of people.
everyone.
All right,
He's
sorry.
like-
We never speak in hyperboles here. A lot of people are hoping for Caleb Williams to be a bust and wishing for Caleb Williams to be a bust, including Hank. I have my
Hank's going to bet on him.
I have my guard up. You guys do the same
Chicago,
thing with
I'm
your
go
team.
Cubs.
Okay, all right.
Go,
You do the
go,
same thing with
All right,
your
so,
team.
So that was the first one. So after the gay thing,
I think that's a totally normal thing to have my guard up. I'm trying to defend my guy.
Okay, after
I'm
the
watching out for
Chicago.
negative things.
after
Hank, you went to jail for Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know.
You had your guard up.
Yeah.
Right.
okay, so
So I
after
got my guard up.
after the gay thing, next thing was he was stretching and Big Cat says Caleb Williams has a nice ass.
He does.
Yeah.
He's got a fat ass.
Mhm.
You've never made a sexual comment?
No, I'm just saying you said he had a nice ass.
He does. He's got a powerful ass. I want my quarterback to have a big ass.
Mhm.
Drives the ball.
He's got a good ass, but I think as it went on, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be psychoanalyzing you a little bit.
Yeah, this sounds like you're watching me more than Hard Knocks.
No. This is from the first 10 minutes. There were only 2 things, but I think when they did use your clip, which was awesome at the beginning, when you said 100 out of 100, Caleb Williams
was awesome.
will be the best quarterback. in
And
the
they were
history of the
playing
Chicago
serious
Bears.
behind it. It was pretty fucking
Yeah,
cool.
it was pretty
Alan
cool.
Parsons project.
But then Nick Saban said the one thing that gets quarterbacks is expectations.
Correct.
Is that why you were feeling touchy? Because you feel like you've given him big
No.
expectations?
No, I'm gonna say wild shit all
Okay.
the time, just
Okay.
like you, just like Hank.
Yeah.
We all say wild shit.
Not
I
me.
get what? Not you.
Not me.
Well, do you want to talk about your gaff?
Yeah, PFT is going to argue on my behalf on that one.
Okay.
Wait, have I just been deputized as his lawyer?
I don't know.
Well,
I didn't know. I feel like I was in a safe space in Corby and Susanna's house. I didn't know I was being watched as closely as I was being watched.
Well, we talk about things on the
You
show
also-
that we
I
say.
understand.
personally
I understand.
that weren't personal.
I get it. I know that because I have my guard up.
Right.
I'm agreeing with you that I'm psychoanalyzing every moment, but it's because I've been battered to a point where it's like, like when you drop your keys and your dog flinches, that's what I do. When there's any negative thing, I flinch.
I think you might feel the pressure of giving expectations to Caleb.
No, I don't feel the pressure at all. I'm going to give expectations to everyone. I did the same thing to Justin Fields. I did the same thing to Mr. Trubisky. I did the same thing, go on down the line.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing for the rest of my life. If Caleb Williams doesn't turn out, the next guy, I'm going to do the same thing. The next guy, I'm going to do the same thing. And round and round and round we go. And then when someone drops the keys or someone closes the door really loud, I'm going to flinch.
Okay, so Nick Saban.
Sucks at karaoke, by the way. That was.
I agree.
Yeah.
I said that. If you want to criticize Caleb Williams about anything, he can't sing.
Which is fine.
Or read.
What?
He couldn't even. He wasn't even trying to sing.
This is why I have my defense up. This guy is going, see?
Everybody in the national media.
I'm proven correct.
Everyone thinks he can't read.
Can't read a defense or a karaoke machine.
And I rest my case.
No,
This was the guy who just 2 seconds ago said he was an ally.
I am.
This is why I have my guard up.
Drake May, you think he's good at karaoke?
Definitely.
I would rather my quarterback stink at karaoke.
To each their own.
Okay, what else about Hard Knocks?
Okay, Nick Saban.
Yeah.
They brought Nick Saban. Apparently, Matt Eberflus, he has a coach.
Yes.
Because Nick Saban is now coaching Matt Eberflus.
I didn't understand. Maybe this was just for cameras, and it is a show, and that's what the Caleb Williams, the bad highlights that I was like, come on, show something good. I understand they're telling a story. Did Nick Saban and Matt Eberflus never have that conversation before?
So I was
That made no sense.
I was wondering that if you're Matt Eberflus, it's good that they're having this now when they have Caleb, but I feel like they would have had that conversation when he got the job.
They 100% have
Day
had that
one,
conversation.
day one, right?
He's probably had that conversation. Like he probably talks to Nick Saban every year. It's kind of like the clip at the end with Jonathan Owens clearly watching a tape recorded Simone Biles
Yeah.
being like, "Yeah, go." It's like, no, she's going for a gold, and you're half clapping. We know this isn't live.
Yeah. So Saban gets in. He talks about what can kill a quarterback. He's giving him advice, and then during that conversation, Max chimes in.
Mm-hmm.
Max says, "Nick Saban not a great track record when developing quarterbacks."
He's not a
Well,
QB
no,
whisperer.
Yeah, that's what they were just like showing Nick Saban as like this wise, like tell-all coach, which he is. But if you were to say one thing about Nick Saban, it's that he's not like a quarterback whisperer.
Right.
Mhm. And then
And then we
Big Cat
started
said,
trying to think about quarterbacks that he's had.
No, but you took that as like a defense against the Bears for some reason.
No.
and then Big Cat said,
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, my guard is
That's what
up.
I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, because
For
you're
some
like, why
reason,
is this
me
guy
saying
telling
that
him about
Nick
the
Sa-
quarterbacks?
and Big Cat
Listen,
said,
I'm gonna have
what
my
about
guard up."
Jalen Hurts? And then
I'm not going to apologize for having my guard up. I want that very clear.
okay,
Memes back me up. You have your guard. This is why you've had a Florio of the year. You got to always have your guard up.
Yeah, always have your guard
When
up. There's,
you're- when you're-
there's haters like Florio, Hank, and Max.
When you're a battered franchise, you got to be looking around every corner, being like, "There's a shooter." What?
Max is best. He said the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl, so I love Max.
he just kept saying that. I was like, after he told us to do a long shot pick, and I said the Jets.
Yeah, but he's got his guard up, so he's like, "You're
Yeah,
trolling."
guard up.
Hank
Max
picked
cool.
the Bears, and I was-
Anti-Florio of the year.
no, I think it's natural to have your guard up. But I said when we were watching it that this was like Big Cat's version of the Dynasty, the Patriots documentary, where Hank got his guard up
But
about
I
the
came-
Patriots, and you're like, "Give me more football porn."
I came around after they started showing Caleb's good stuff. I understand. They got to tell a story. They're like, "Oh, he's a rookie. He sucks." I want to see him throw touchdowns. That's all.
Yeah. So
It's not too much to ask for.
Max, the Jalen Hurts comment when you said Saban, not really quarterback whisperer, and they brought up Hurts.
I got flustered, like
You
I
got
normally
flustered 'cause
do.
you were
Yeah,
angry?
actually, Corby
And
brought
then-
up Hurts.
Yeah.
He was
Corby
like
did?
he's like a fifth member of PMT.
Yep, that was a good job by
He
him.
was just like, "What about Hurts, Max?"
I got flustered, came up with a bad answer, and then PFT was like, all you have to do is say that he got better when he went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And
When he left.
that's true. Yeah.
He did. He did. Yeah, I listen, Max, I agree that Nick Saban, I think that was just all like, they're like, we want Nick Saban in this, and we're going to have him do a conversation with Eberflus, a conversation they probably had a million times. The main story of this Hard Knocks is going to be Caleb Williams, so he's going to talk about Caleb Williams.
Yes,
That's
that
it.
is-
Like,
yes.
there was no, that whole conversation was like basically for show. In my mind, because again, you could never tell me that Nick Saban and Matt Eberflus have not talked about football every single year.
Agreed.
It wasn't the first time they were doing it, and he was like taking fake notes.
They had a very long montage of Matt Eberflus getting hot.
Yeah, well, Funk, our guy Funk, he got funked up. Yeah, I don't know how I still feel about that.
I would feel better about it. He looks better because in some of the clips that they
Look
showed
good,
from
feel good, play good.
the last
Good
couple
point,
of
Hank.
seasons when he was bald faced and he was like making these goofy facial gestures
Yeah,
or facial expressions, it made me like repel in my chair a little bit.
yeah,
And then they showed him now and it's like that guy's hot.
yeah. Oh, I forgot. Nick Saban. The one funny part about Nick Saban was, it's like the best college coach of all time, this football genius, and he also uses the dumbest argument in all of sports. Peyton Manning threw a ton of interceptions his rookie year,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yep.
like, there was only one guy who did that,
Yep.
who threw as many interceptions as Peyton Manning and then went on to be Peyton Manning.
The more interceptions you throw as a rookie, statistically, the better you are.
It's every single person has been using that since Peyton Manning, being like, if your rookie sucks, you're like, well, Peyton Manning sucked. And to see Nick Saban use that same dumb logic was awesome.
The star of the show was the Canadian offensive lineman that sang karaoke.
Yes.
I think he might actually be deaf.
Yeah.
But it wasn't about the singing. It was about the Speedo, rocking an American flag Speedo,
Yep.
and his buddy in the background clanging the cymbals.
Yeah.
And that was awesome. But it was like doing a speed run of Hard Knocks, where usually you get the very sympathetic, the guy that you root for right off the bat. Episode 1, you follow him, you root for him, then he gets cut in the last episode. This time it was like, okay, I'm rooting for this guy because he's fucking hilarious and had the most hilarious Canadian accent. And then later on in the episode, he got hurt and he's going to get cut.
Yeah, for sure going to get cut.
But that guy rocks.
Yeah, he was awesome. It was
That's
also
he's the most American guy that I've ever met.
yeah, he was
But
cool.
he's Canadian.
It was cool when Caleb Williams said his signing bonus just because everyone was like, "Oh fuck," and he was pointing at Ryan Poles. The DJ Moore thing was cool. He's an awesome guy, getting all that money. It was also funny watching Kevin Warren sit there and like read over the numbers at the end, being like, "Yeah, good deal." Like, okay, thanks.
It's fair on all sides.
Appreciate that. I liked it. I liked it. I just want to see. Caleb Williams should probably throw more touchdowns, and I'll see more touchdowns.
Yeah.
I understand that part of it.
They did show a lot of his sick throws very early on.
Yeah.
When they had the spirals, he had a very fuckable spiral. But yeah, there was he's struggling a little bit.
Do you think he has aura? I do.
I don't think that you can argue otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't think that's even a question.
Yeah. The slip and slide was cool. Also, Tyson Bagent is very funny.
Yeah, Bajan's hilarious. The slip and slide thing was funny because there are two things that a coaching staff can do to train their quarterbacks how to slide, and every team does one of these two things. One is a slip and slide.
Yep.
The other is call up the professional baseball team in your city and ask them,
Yes.
do you have any pointers on how to slide?
Yes.
But football coach, you should be able to teach a guy how to slide without consulting a professional about it.
Oh, breaking
shit.
moves.
We just had an earthquake.
Did we feel it?
We just had an earthquake.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted to feel an earthquake.
5.6.
Oh, is that what the breaking news was?
5.6? How do we not feel it?
Is that the big one?
Pug texted our group chat and was like, the whole hotel was shaking.
The RV didn't move.
This thing is a fucking tank.
Yeah.
Did it? You felt it?
I thought it was just like someone shifting in the bus.
That's
Oh.
a fat joke. Me, Huey, and Max just locking eyes, being like, okay.
Wait, is it still going?
Nah.
We survived our earthquake.
There could be a
Let's go.
After
It also might
quake.
have been me yelling about the Bears. Caused a little fuss there.
First earthquake on the pod.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we've done a tornado, we've done an earthquake, we've
I'm
survived.
kind of pissed that I didn't feel it.
Same.
Yeah, me too. What else have we
Are
survived?
we tougher than earthquakes? Did
Either-
we just didn't even feel it?
Either that or we have really bad balance naturally, and so we just didn't feel being shifted
Bad
around.
awareness.
Yeah,
I was
bad
probably
awareness.
focused on how I fucked up the Jalen Hurts thing.
Yeah, also Max did say that he was hoping that Caleb Williams got hurt on the slip and slide.
That's not true.
Yeah,
that
you
that
did.
was Hank that said that.
Oh, did Hank say that?
If he got hurt on the
Again,
slip and slide.
You're not. Hey, listen. Just
It
a little
would-
tip for everyone out there. You're not paranoid if everyone's out to get you. Okay,
I agreed though. I agreed that it would have been funny.
that's a fact.
Have you guys
That's a
seen San
fact.
Andreas?
What is that? What are you guys talking about?
San Andreas.
You and memes?
Starts with an earthquake, then a tidal wave, then just.
Are we
Did-
about
wait.
to get hit by a tidal wave?
Do you think the Earth knows that it's Grit Week?
I think it would probably need more than 5.6, but yeah, maybe.
You think there's a tsunami? Should we go catch a wave?
We did.
Surf's
We did
up.
Go surfing.
Yeah, we
That
did
video
go
comes out
surfing.
Thursday.
I'm bummed that I didn't feel that earthquake.
Same.
I know. Like, if I didn't feel it and we were just hanging out, then we could at least lie about it. But the
Right.
fact that we were recording, we didn't talk about it, so everyone knows we didn't feel
Do
it.
you think the cameras shook? That'd be cool.
Earthquake cam?
Shake one of those cameras real quick. Oh yeah,
you
there's the
feel that?
earthquake. Oh my god. Oh shit. What
That
an
was wild.
earthquake.
That feels like I'm going to say a 5.6.
Whoa. All right. Last thoughts about Hard Knocks. I wish the Bears weren't on Hard Knocks. That's what I'll say. It's too early for me to get my blood pressure this high. I don't like that. I don't like having. I think I even said during the episode, I was like, "How many episodes of this are there?" Because I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't-
I'm done watching this show.
I'm gonna have to just. But I'm just. I'm like. Usually August is when I like reserve my energy getting ready for the battles I'm going to go into. And now I feel like I have to fight the battles early and it just, I don't know.
Why don't
Yeah,
you? Why can't you?
Buddha Ben just tweeted,
What?
"Whoa, big earthquake!" #Los Angeles. So,
Wow. What are you going to say, Max?
I would be so excited if my team was on
You
Hard
have
Knocks.
won something.
But it's like you
Won
just
something.
get more football.
Yeah,
I
Like, 'cause it's
understand.
your team.
I
Like
agree,
it's
I
the
agree-
most
I agree with
fun.
Max. If
That,
the
like you get to be.
But your team's not a joke.
if the
But your
Commanders
team
were
is
on,
so
and
exciting
they
right
are,
now.
if they are a joke,
understand, I'm
I would
excited.
absolutely love
But
that.
you think that it's not. Like you think that everyone's out to get you when
Because they are.
I don't think they are.
Yeah. You guys were wishing Caleb Williams got hurt on the slip and slide.
That would have. Someone brought it up. Like they were getting
Point
off
proven.
of that slip and slide with like no footing at the end of that.
Okay,
and
wait,
it-
wait.
I agree that they were very, it made me nervous.
If it was another team,
But when you vocalized it, I was like, he's out to get me.
Okay, so if this was like the Steelers and we were watching the Steelers Hard Knocks, and Russell Wilson was on a slip and slide because he couldn't slide.
I wouldn't give
anymore.
a fuck.
And you said like
I wouldn't give a
and
fuck.
someone said it'd be very funny, like just hilarious though, not like wishing bad will, but objectively speaking, it would be funny if he got hurt on the slip and slide they brought in.
No shit.
They wouldn't
No
do that. They're
shit,
out to get the
PFT.
Steelers.
If there was the Commanders on the Hard Knocks and someone said that, you would have the same reaction. You'd be like, shut up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if somebody said that, you would agree. Yes, objectively, it would be funny.
No shit.
Yeah.
Right.
If it happened,
I agree.
I don't know if it happened to Jaden if I'd be this upset.
Yes, you would.
Okay.
You'd react the same way. That's why
I'd be upset. I'd be upset.
Yes, Max would be
Max would-
upset.
Max would be
Hank would be
definitely
upset.
Max
We
would be
all
upset.
react the same way. It's just that this is why I wish I wasn't on Hard Knocks. You can't PFT. Don't pretend that you wouldn't be upset if it was Jaden Daniels and it's like he like comes up a little gimpy or something and you're like, oh, would be a shit. You'd be like, shut up, don't say that.
I would say shut up, don't say that.
Yeah.
If he got up gimpy.
Yeah, it would be the same thing. And if it was a team that wasn't my team, I would have no problem. That's how all of us react.
Guards up.
But that's how everyone reacts to fandom.
Yeah, but
Their team, they defend.
I would love
Everything else is funny. That's how fans work.
I would love to see I'm with Max where it's like if we get 5 weeks of extra Commanders content, I would be. But again, I'm not in the trenches.
No, yeah, you're not a man in the arena. You're not right there right now. I'm gonna watch every second. I wish I didn't have to have my guard up this early. That's all. And we're a joke. I don't want to be a joke anymore. Huey, you understand. You just stopped being a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
The Lions literally just stopped being a
I mean,
joke.
but to that point, it was 2 seasons after Hard Knocks.
True.
We had the best season ever.
True. So I have to wait another year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next year will be the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Hank?
Hubbity, hoobity,
Oh,
hubbity.
no. So close. So close. All right, what else? What else we
USA
got?
basketball wins.
Yeah, LeBron
See?
had quite the moment. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
That was funny.
The French,
He
the French swimmer came into the arena, and the arena went crazy. And LeBron thought everyone was cheering for him. He even put on the crown.
It's very funny seeing a guy who's been like main character his entire life not be main character,
Right.
but still thinks that he's main character.
Right. Hank, did Tatum play?
How'd Tatum do, like compared to Joel Embiid? Because that's been the big back and forth of who's better.
No, I mean it's a team game. The USA won. Embiid played well. Tatum played well.
Embiid
Team
had a
played well.
monster game.
Monster game.
Mhm.
Only played half
Why?
because they were up so big. They
He's tired.
rested-
We killed
rested
them.
the starters.
We now need to win every game by 30.
Yeah, I mean today was domination.
And who we play next?
We play Jokic, Serbia.
Oh, so
Oh.
is Embiid going to go home for that game?
No, he's gonna fucking dominate. He
He's.
has-
I
No,
thought he
it's
didn't.
not in altitude.
Okay, good. Wait, how high up is France?
I don't know, bro. I don't know why I said it like that.
Max's guards up.
Yes,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is.
guards up.
I'm shocked.
If
More
this is
people.
guards up for no. This is the USA basketball is
Yeah.
is just reach city for takes.
Yeah,
Unless it's-
100%.
unless-
100%.
Unless your guys play well, then it
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah.
No, it's a complete. Everything we've said has been a reach on USA basketball.
Yeah.
100%. I'm shocked, PFT. You would have the same reaction. He just had his guards up because we flipped it on him, and then when it
Don't
flips
compare
to you,
me.
but you would have the same reaction, PFT.
To which thing?
Guards being up if your team was under the
Did
microscope.
I just feel an earthquake? Now I'm feeling the phantom quakes because I want to feel one.
There you go, Max.
Yeah, there you
Shake
go.
it. Shake it.
My guard would probably be a little bit up,
Yeah.
but I would also be. I would
We
be
all
excited.
have our guards up when our team's under the microscope.
I'd
on
be
this show.
excited. I'd be excited about having the team.
I
up.
am excited, but guards up. Always got to get your guards up. Hank's got his guards up anytime we bring up Tatum. He's ready to go.
No, when you win a championship, it's like who cares?
No, that hurts. Yeah, that's
Bro,
true.
he's right.
right.
though.
No, he's right about
though.
that. You're actually absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Okay, what? Anything else in the Olympics happened? Snoop Dogg's getting paid $500,000 just to hang out
That's pretty sweet. Yeah.
a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he's made like $10 million.
It's crazy, crazy.
It's good money.
Mondo Duplantis, pole vaulting record. That was a big story. We met him at LSU 6 years ago.
We met that guy.
Yeah, I met him at a tailgate. We were at a tailgate together, I was like separate. I met him, hung out with him. Like we went to a different tailgate. I was with him for a few hours. I just thought he was a normal student. Like we just had a good time. He was a normal student. Had a good time. Was with his friends, and then he followed me on Instagram after I remembered his name. I clicked his name, and he had like 100,000 followers. Like, oh, track and field star.
Yeah.
And then he went on to break the world record, and then he won the gold medal in Tokyo. Then he broke his own world record and won the gold medal yesterday. And like the celebration with his girlfriend went viral. He was like the talk of the Olympics yesterday, which is very cool.
Does that mean he's got a small dick though?
It might.
That's fine. Gold medalist, world record.
Yeah, model girlfriend. Who cares?
Yeah, no one cares.
He's fine.
So Hank, was it after you met him that we did the Mount Rushmore of Olympic sports that you think you could dominate at if you trained?
That was after.
And Hank selected pole vaulting.
Was he bigger than you?
He's
Oh, you think
maybe
you
a
take him
little
in a
smaller.
fight?
No, I mean he's an athletic freak, but he's I don't know. He might be like 5'10" or 6'1".
Well, he can't be that big of an athletic freak. He needs a pole.
Yeah, but he had to run fast as fuck.
Did he respond to you when you selected pole vaulting?
Yeah, he's like, you're the dumbest person of all time. I almost filmed a video with him. The timing didn't work out, but
he would if he didn't. If he was athletic freak, wouldn't he just win the high jump?
I had it all time. If I had been able to execute my vision, it was going to be me doing the running and then cutting to him in the same outfit, so it looked like it was me.
Okay, that's good vision.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Mando.
Oh, we buried the lead at the start of the show. Congratulations to the Chicago White Sox.
Oh yeah, they won.
They won a game. They beat the Oakland Athletics today.
So 21 games in a row, snapped.
Yeah.
Also, did you guys see today that Schefter was doing a weird thing? He was it was very smart of him. He was just tweeting out depth charts for the first preseason game just to get the interactions were crazy because it was like JJ McCarthy's the second quarterback.
Yeah.
Bo Nix I think was the third quarterback. I see you, Shefty. That plays.
Although I think Russell Wilson was QB1.
Oh.
So does that mean he's actually QB2?
I think so.
They
said Fields was starting.
We're doing Terrence Howard math right now.
I don't know. But it was
that not
I saw he had a flurry of them and I was like, because I have alerts on for Shefty, and each one that came in, I was like, these are going to do numbers because it's basically like this first round pick is the second quarter, which doesn't mean anything, but it just gives fodder for everyone.
Yeah, listen, we need content this time of year.
Correct.
We need stuff to argue about.
Correct.
Just give us a list. That's all. People say that all guys need to do is sit around naming names, and that's fine. We do that sometimes. But if you give us those random names in any sort of an order, that's when our blood really gets up.
Yes.
That's when we have fun.
That's a fact. All right, anything else before we do Hot Seat Cool Throne and then get to the rest of the show? It's been a great day.
Yeah.
I can't believe we played basketball this morning.
I can't.
Everything. What are you going to say? What do you got? What do you got? Oh, you're giving it to Huey. Hot Seat Cool Throne. Brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. College football is never short on intrigue, especially when they're iconic rivals, but you can add to the excitement on Saturdays. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for college football pick'em, where you pick winners each week for a chance to win cash. When the rivalries heat up, it's time to choose chill and then reach for an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose. Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. When the college football rivalries you're watching heat up, choose chill with Coors Light and DraftKings. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Hank, Hot Seat Cool Throne.
My hot seat, unfortunately, guards up Patriots.
Oh, I had them too on my hot seat.
Brandon Aiyuk, rumors were hustling and bustling. It seemed like we were going to pick up a stud wide receiver, number one wide receiver for a new quarterback. And then the report came out on Monday that said it was basically two deals were in place, one with the Browns, one with the Patriots. And it was just going to be up to the 49ers or I guess Aiyuk to decide.
This whole thing makes no sense.
And then a report came out today, which isn't official, that it's going to happen with the Steelers. Christian McCaffrey was in an interview called Aiyuk his former teammate, which basically means everyone knows he's gone. I just don't know where he's going, but apparently it's not the Patriots.
And Kyle Shanahan said something along the lines of it's hard to get better as a team when you lose a great player.
Right. So I just don't know how the details aren't confirmed or out, but I was hoping it was going to be the Patriots, and it's not.
Yeah,
Which
so
means I think it means he doesn't want to come here.
that's what it means. So
That's
bad.
bad.
What
That is
happened?
bad.
What happened was the Patriots, when the word got out there that things fell apart, they issued a statement being like, "We're full steam ahead, and we love the guys we have, so we're no longer going to pursue that." Then word came out that Brandon Aiyuk did not want to go to the Patriots. So it sucks for you, Hank. I'm sorry.
I don't
He's
understand.
not fired. We quit.
Brandon Aiyuk, has he been doing the whole training camp, even though he's like, I
No.
don't want to be here and I want to be traded, but also I haven't agreed to a trade, but you guys have agreed to a trade?
I don't think he's done that, but it's like very similar to what Debo did a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But then Debo got the deal done. So Ayuk probably thought maybe this is going to happen.
Get the deal done, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now he's either going to be a Steeler or a Brown.
Huh. Steeler would rock.
It'd be very un-Steelers like, wouldn't it?
Yes.
To, like make a deal like this in the
Well-
middle of training camp for a wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, they also, they just draft great wide receivers.
Yeah.
They never need to trade for them. Okay, good hot seat.
My cool throwing it is the market. We're good. False alarm the other day.
Oh.
No worries.
Because you told us the world was ending.
Well, Did you? Oh, you said World War III.
You said
No,
World War
you said World War III. I said Black Monday, but it was more of like a light gray. It was chill.
Well, what happened was Hank, as an economist yourself, I have no idea how you didn't pick up on this. It was bad on Monday, but then Black Monday ended, and now it's fine because it's no longer Black Monday.
Yeah, I gotta do some more research into Japan, but I think it's all Japan's plays a big role.
They fucked this up, I think.
But now they're like, I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
Print more money.
No, I think that's the issue.
I think
But not if you print more money.
No, that's bad.
No, but if you okay, so if you're
That's
out
what happened to
right, but just keep printing money.
who
I read a
Hank?
thread on the country about this the other day.
No,
Which country was
This
it?
is either Chile or Argentina.
they just kept on
Huh?
printing money.
Yeah, they were
But then-
they were a booming economy in the 30s.
But that's the problem.
I think it was Argentina.
I think you're probably thinking of Germany, but anyway.
No.
In Germany, they had to carry cash around in
Yeah.
wheelbarrows.
But see, my theory is that they just didn't. They stopped. You got to go through the wall. So like when you're like, oh, we printed so much money that it doesn't it's not worth anything. That's when you print even more money.
Right.
You can't quit printing money. You got to be committed to printing the money.
And then when people are like, you've printed too much money, then you have to print more money than you originally
Correct.
printed. You if you print twice as much money as you did the time before, then you're good.
Right. You just have to be committed. That it's almost like you're just not committed all the way to the process. The process is printing money, and the minute you stop printing the money, it ends. Right?
Yeah.
Listen, any of our econ takes that are incorrect, blame Hank Lockwood because he hasn't taught us anything.
It's true.
Yeah, we need that lesson.
Also Rough and Rowdy.
Yeah, that was my cool turn.
Okay, never mind.
I'll talk about Rough and Rowdy cool turn.
Done.
All right, PFT, your hot seat.
Hank stole my hot seat with the New England Patriots, but that's fine. So I'll just think of something else that hot seat, Arizona Cardinals. No, hot seat is people in Arizona's teeth because the Cardinals just released a new dessert that they're selling at the stadium, which I'm convinced that teams do this just to get impressions on social media. I don't think that many people actually order them, but they're looking for the next epic meal that is sold at a stadium.
Right.
And so they released a candy, was it cotton candy stuffed burrito, where it was just filling. It was filled with all these different sugary cereals, and nobody's actually going to eat that, right? No one's going to order it. It's just something that you want to order. Actually, that's a good idea for a restaurant, boys.
We
should do the most Instagrammable food, but it's disgusting, but it looks awesome. People come in and they buy it, take a picture of it, and then throw it away.
Yeah.
Or give it back to us. They rent the food to take the picture, give it back to us, then we rent it to the next person.
Remember early part of my take, we had the idea we were going to create a fake team and then create fake menus to then try to dupe Darren Ravel, and it was going to be like a shit in a Frito.
Yeah.
And then I created the account, and we said it was going to be like the Montana Black Bears or something.
Yeah.
But I did Montana's state code is MT.
And you did MN for Minnesota.
No, I did MO
for Missouri.
for Missouri, and then I just quit.
It was a good idea.
Yeah, that was the whole story. Huey, maybe that's something for you. You ever shit in a Frito?
No. No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Pause a
Would
little
you?
bit.
Dorito?
No,
Have you shit in any type of chip?
not to my knowledge.
Okay.
What's
good
the
answer.
weirdest place you pooped?
I got nothing.
That would have
good.
been awesome
Yeah.
if you just dropped like my ex-girlfriend's face.
Or if it was like a bag of candy. Never a chip.
Yeah, in my hand. Okay, you're cool.
My
Tone?
cool throne is internet debates. Because there was a take, I think Draymond Green put this out there. He said that the 1992 Dream Team, the original Dream Team, he said that they would spank the current one.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see this.
Yeah, I
He
think.
said that?
Yeah. It was.
How can you say that if you're a current NBA player?
Well, he's a throwback.
Yeah, because he sees himself as being like Dennis Rodman.
Right. He's
With
a
a jump
throwback
shot.
guy. Born in
But-
the wrong era.
I think that. I think that's true. I think that the original Dream Team. You don't think so, Hank?
No. Modern game, more shooting. Like, if you literally just took them in a time machine and dropped them in 2024, the 2024 team would smoke them.
I don't know
If it
smoke.
was
I
the
disagree
same
about smoke.
players-
Smoke is not
If
the
it
right
was
word.
the same players and
Smoke's
they were
not the
playing
right
the
word.
same type of style
Smoke's
of
not the right
basketball,
word.
They went on
and
a
they've been
Smoke's not the right
practicing-
word.
They went on a 46-1 run at one point.
Smoke's not the right word.
Yeah, the other countries like didn't start playing basketball until after that.
You ever heard
team.
of
Also, I-
Arvydas Sabonis?
Also, I fucked it up. He said, "Quite frankly, I'm taking the 2024 Dream Team.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
7
we
days,
just
7
got-
days a week."
That's what I'm saying. You can't
Yeah.
be a current NBA
All right, I got a
player
better. I
and
got a
say
better
that
dumb
the fucking
debate for you.
1992
I got a
team will
better
smoke
dumb.
'em.
I got a better dumb internet debate for you. Ready for this? Maggie Gray, who hosts a show with our friend McLovin
Oh, this is a good
Perloff.
one. This is valid.
She had the take. Can you really brag about being the fastest person on earth if you win a race by 0.005 seconds?
So when you win a race by 0.005 seconds, does that mean that the person that you beat by 0.005 seconds is slower than you?
Yes.
Okay, then no, she's wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand the argument. Yes, you can brag. You won the Olympic gold for fastest person,
But by how much?
but you won.
How did
By
we?
how much?
But you won. It doesn't matter how much.
I think a better debate off that would be: can you really brag about being the fastest man alive if you win the 100-meter dash? Because who decided that was the fastest man alive?
Yeah, true.
Why not 40-meter dash? Why not 40? Why not the combine?
Why not a 5-meter dash?
Yeah.
Get off. But yeah, I think Noah Lyles can. If you win the gold
Yes,
medal,
you won the
you're-
gold medal.
Embrace
Didn't he
the
set
bit.
a world record too?
No.
No,
Oh.
that's Usain Bolt.
Oh, that's right.
He can brag about
Oh,
being the
it's-
fastest person to ever live,
It's ever
which
live,
is pretty
yeah.
cool.
All right, my hot seat is Kyle Kuzma. I follow this account called NBA Alerts, which
There
is
was
very
some
funny.
doozies. The Celtics are
Uh-oh. So this was Kyle Kuzma this
Waking
morning, 5:14 a.m. Pacific time. NBA Alerts tweeted, Kyle Kuzma is now following Ms. Thick Overload.
Oh,
And then
wait, let me look her up.
7:22 a.m., Kyle Kuzma is no longer following Ms. Thick Overload.
How long was that?
It was about 2 hours.
He lasted pretty long.
I clicked on Ms. Thick Overload.
I'm on it
She
right now.
has, it's just straight porn.
Oh,
Just straight up
Yeah.
porn. Yep, there it is.
all right. First tweet. My pussy said hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did. Hi back.
That's a brutal one though. To have that. and that's also way too early in the morning to be that horny.
we're on the West Coast. But even still, if it's 8, yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's 8 a.m. to be following
Yeah.
Ms. Thick Overload.
yeah,
I might give her toss her a follow here.
Yeah. I'll tweet. PFT commenter is now following Ms. Thick Overload.
I'm following her just so that I know what my favorite players are doing.
Yes.
in their free time.
Yes. And then my cool throne is Rough and Rowdy. This Friday, Rough and Rowdy, we're going to Wheeling, West Virginia. We have a retirement match between our guy Mikey Betts and the Abel brothers. He's fighting on behalf of Frank the Tank. It's going to be awesome. I'll be there. I think Nick Tarani's going to be filling in for Caleb. He's from Wheeling. Roan, Dave, Robbie, Large, all the crew. So get excited. We're going to be doing Rough and Rowdy Friday night. It's an awesome card. Doing the anthem. Buy rnr.com. Go buy rnr.com right now. Huey.
My hot seat is the Utah Jazz.
Oh.
They just gave Lauri Markkanen a 5-year, $200+ million contract, but the kicker, he can only be traded on the exact trade deadline date.
What?
So he can't be traded for 6 months. and
Oh, that's part of the
Yeah, and the only-
that wasn't specific to his contract.
No.
Yeah.
But the only day he can be traded is on the trade deadline. It just happens to fall on that day. So if they don't trade him then they're potluck committed to him for a whole other year, and for at least until another season. So a calendar year, Lauri Markkanen's going to be a near $50 million guy for the Utah Jazz.
he's a very good player. He's a very good player.
Shout out Lori.
Yes.
He's not worth that much money.
How much
Probably
would
not.
you pay him?
I'd pay him 35.
Okay. So you
No.
think Danny Ainge?
Doing too much.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he's
You
already,
overpaid him by $20 million.
he's not on your team anymore. He
Huey
gave you the title.
Analytics.
Yeah, I mean that's just two recurring guests. You're
Yeah, Lori was on the show.
He's a rich man who's going to be an All NBA player one day.
Yeah.
Just-
right. So why wouldn't you pay him?
All right, I shouldn't have said All NBA.
Yeah.
All Star.
I was about to dive in a little bit about that.
An All Star. He'll be a back-to-back All Star again. I feel good about that. I think he'll be fine. The teams wanted to trade for him. Now they can't, so that kind of closes the Utah Jazz a little bit.
The
So
trade deadline thing is interesting. That's kind of a weird.
But if you're
this is only one day, yeah.
But if you're the Utah Jazz, you think like this year you might be like, man, if we had those extra $15 million, we could win a championship.
No, but what you're gonna now do is you're essentially saying that we want to trade him, but we also can only trade him for one day in the next 365.
Yeah.
So if we don't trade him today or that one day, then he's ours. But we are paying him in a way to where we could trade him.
That would kind of rock.
an exciting day for everyone.
Yeah, that would kind of rock if it was like that with every player. Like you have 24 hours
Yeah,
to
yeah.
trade, and then you can't do shit. You just have to live. It's
Yeah.
called consequences of your own actions. You have to live with them.
Yeah. Well, and it could be, God forbid, some tampering a few days before.
I don't think that would happen.
The NBA is not known for that, so I wouldn't think that.
Okay.
My cool throne, Pitbull,
Yes. We
big
should have
big
mentioned
news
this.
here.
Dale.
Buying the FIU stadium for $1.2 million a year.
Wow.
Or to put his name on it, so it's the Pitbull Stadium.
You guys are so distracting. Hank and memes.
Sorry.
What are you guys doing?
Trying to tip podcast
memes,
here,
yeah,
boys.
no, memes are distracting.
What are you guys doing?
He's looking up. I don't know.
You have to share with the class.
Talking about school lunches.
What is going on?
Memes is I don't know.
Huey was talking about Pitbull. What's going on, memes?
Hank almost just pressed retweet from the Part of My Take account that said, "Sorry, but I will never understand people being against free meals for kids in school. I do not give a shit if families who can't afford lunch get free lunch. Feed the fucking kids."
So wait, so
I just
you
got
were
distracted.
doing it. You were doing
I was
it.
just trying to hit retweet on something. And that was a tweet.
Got it.
That
Oh, we
would
should have mentioned what's his name? Tim. What's his name?
Tim Walls,
Tim Walls, football guy.
football guy, ran a
Not political, football guy.
ran a 4-4 defense. I don't know if that plays at all levels, but it played in
But
Minnesota
he
high school.
took them from like an 0-7 team to 3 state titles.
Three state, at least one. I don't know how many won.
We haven't had a football coach or like a football guy. Who would be the last one? Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford would be the last one. Yeah,
Is he the only president that was
Uh,
never elected?
that's a good question. I don't know.
I think he was.
Washington.
He-
Was George?
I think he won the first election.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what democracy was built on.
Lyndon,
No,
Andrew
Lyndon-
Thought he
Johnson,
got it.
Andrew Johnson is the one.
right? Because he took over for Lincoln, might have killed Lincoln, and then he got impeached, and then I think he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
Gerald Ford did not get elected.
Iguodala.
Yeah, he took over for Richard Nixon, and that was it.
Yeah, but Joe
What are you
Ford,
talking-
Joe Ford, all-time.
What is
football
going
guy.
on over here? Hank is on his demon time. He's just like, what is going on?
No, I got ADD. I'm ADD out.
What did you say?
Iguodala.
Oh, wait. So
For what? Wait, what Iguodala?
I don't know. President.
You're just saying Iguodala?
He's the president of the Players Association.
Oh,
Oh,
Or he was.
Andrew Johnson did not.
I don't think so.
He was. Oh yeah, no. Andrew Johnson didn't as well because he took over for.
For Lincoln,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh no, Andrew Johnson. When was the election? He was president for 4 years.
Oh,
It's a little history.
So he
for
might have been
everyone.
elected then.
He might have been elected.
Sounds like he was.
Presidency, Lincoln and Johnson. Okay, no, he might not have been. You might be right. So Gerald Ford and how do we get here? Oh, Gerald Ford's the last football guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Iguodala.
Football guy.
He's not even.
I know.
He says
I
something
know,
and then
I
just
know.
walks away,
I know.
and then just goes back on his phone.
He's the acting executive director.
Is in the National Football League?
Basketball.
Okay. So
Okay.
not a football guy.
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Glad we got to the bottom.
and not a president.
yes.
Yeah.
Acting executive
Okay.
director.
Apologies.
All right. Pitbull.
Acting executive director would be a good name for John Wilkes Booth too.
Pitbull's got a stadium.
Yeah, Pitbull put his name on a stadium in Florida.
So it's called the Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah. It's
The
gonna
Dolly Dome.
Mike Vick's gonna go there all the
Yeah.
time with that name.
be. So I think this opens up the door now. I think this opens up the
There's
door.
so much. You're just your brain is gone.
That'd
right
be a
now.
great name.
Oh,
For the Dolly
It's not a
Dome.
dome.
okay.
But I think this opens up a world for celebrities now to start saying, what school can we get our name on, what stadium? Because 1.2 per year is not
It's
nothing,
But it is FIU.
We almost
Yeah.
did Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, Barstool Sports. We also almost did Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would rock if just celebrities did it and they just named it after themselves for a year.
yeah.
I got when that was going on, I was big into naming rights. I wanted to do like naming rights for like people's man cave, which would be sick. If I just had like if you show me a sick man cave and I just pay you like $1,000 to make it my man cave, would be cool, right?
But you're right, like $1.2 million for
You're
like
gonna have
a,
so
a
many people
mid-level
hit you up.
school
Yeah.
is not a bad deal at all.
Yeah. And it's 1 year, but still, yeah.
Yeah, but you get 1
Yeah.
year of having your name on the side of a giant stadium.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Really a good deal. Yeah. I mean, compared to.
What about the Mystic Overload Dome?
Followed by PFT.
You followed by PFT. How much would that cost? What's a good
2.4.
2.4?
2.4.
Yeah, a
Price
year.
goes up when
He's
it's
got
X
the
rated.
map down.
I mean, it's going to be a little inappropriate.
Well, I didn't even
know.
tell you the school.
Oh, well, school. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
BYU.
BYU.
3.
3.
Flat
Okay.
three.
Done.
3.
Done. Yeah.
Mystic Overload Stadium.
No, dome. It's got
Dome. It's got to be a
gotta
dome.
be the dome.
Yeah, it's got to
yeah.
be a dome.
Also on Twitter, she is Thick Overload ENT. Is she your nose? Is she a doctor?
Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah, Huey.
I've been around the porn game once or twice.
You are a porn guy.
Hey, don't knock it till you try.
Wait. We're gonna,
No, I didn't do
you've
it.
been in porn?
No, I was just meant
You
watching.
love porn.
Yeah, okay.
You
not
love
that.
porn.
No.
You addicted to sex? You
No.
got a sex problem?
No, not at all. Not one problem.
Hank, any last words before we get to our Mount Rushmore?
Yoobity doobity.
All right, our Mount Rushmore is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is once again your home to stream the NFL on CBS all season long. Follow all the exciting on-field action and stream your live local NFL on CBS games every Sunday all the way through the AFC Championship. You can watch from your smart TV, tablet, phone, or any device, and all you need is Paramount Plus account. Sign up and sign in to Paramount Plus today and get ready for another thrilling season of the NFL on CBS, streaming live on Paramount Plus. Go right now. You need Paramount Plus if you're a football guy. Paramount Plus is a must. So go right now, Paramount Plus. All right, let's kick it to ourselves. Mount Rushmore of tough things. Okay, Mount Rushmore time. We are sitting in the USC locker room. We're going to have Muss on at the end of the show for some FAQs about grit, which was great. Just did a workout. Max looks like he threw up on himself.
That's called sweat.
looks like
called
it.
sweat.
That's called, you
Max
guys
looks like a
showered.
samurai.
You guys were able to shower. I was setting up for the pod, so that could be a tough thing if you were to ask.
Yeah, that is a tough thing. So
Yeah.
we're going to do the Mount Rushmore of tough things, which feels very open-ended. This is one of those ones I really wish I wasn't going first, but I am going first.
Yeah.
And we have updated standings. Who won the last one?
I think
Hank?
Hank did.
Hank.
Hank's fully back right now.
Hank, so yeah, it's 47,
It's over after this one.
47 Max,
One
40
thing on the
me.
notepad.
Well, Max already won.
Hank's 32, and PFT's got 31. So we got a new loser right now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a long season.
It's a long season. Mount Rushmore of tough things. Anything we want to say before?
I'm woefully unprepared.
I am as well.
I think I'm prepared.
Okay.
I think
I would
I'm-
also like to say when we talked about it when we talked about things you thought you were going to do when you were younger and going pro in basketball. I always thought I was going to play basketball at USC and then go pro. So
Oh,
that was your goal.
so this is a dream
this
day.
is a dream come true.
That's awesome.
Holy shit.
Well, you were right. You played basketball at USC
Yeah, that's now I got to go pro.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that Muss is going to give us a scholarship.
I don't think we were very good.
No.
Hustle though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried.
A lot of hustle. Okay. Mount Rushmore of tough things. I have the first pick.
Yep. So it's Big Cat, Hank, Max, me, then back.
Yes. All right. I'll go 1-1. I'm going to go a safe one because I don't know where this draft is going to go. Tough things. Navy SEALs.
That was
Navy
my
SEALs.
1-1.
Good pick.
Was
Or,
it?
Well, troops.
I
but
had-
feel
I
like
had
Navy
troops,
SEAL.
yeah.
Navy SEAls, toughest
That
of the
has
tough.
to be like yeah.
Tip of the spear. Tip of the
The spear?
spear.
Yeah, tip of the
Pe-
tip of the sphere.
Sphere.
Tip of the sphere.
Yeah. I actually
That's
don't
when
think
you eat so many mushrooms at the sphere that you get.
I don't think that spheres have tips. They're tipless.
They have heads.
They actually kind of look like though a big tit.
The tit of the sphere.
The tit of the sphere.
Yeah, that's-
If they put
that's
a
the
nipple
sign.
on the
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
James Dolan, that creep. Okay, my 1-1 Navy SEAls. What do you think, Hank?
I think it's a good pick.
Oh, okay.
I think it makes me question my own pick. Like I said, I'm not prepared. I'm gonna go childbirth.
No, wait, it's not your pick.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Oh, it
yeah.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is,
Childbirth.
isn't it?
Oh,
okay.
I thought
Interesting.
PFT was after
That's
me.
good. No, that's
one
a
of
good
the,
answer.
That's one of the hardest things anyone could ever do.
It's a good answer.
Heartburn.
Yeah. Also,
Being like having a big shit.
if you give birth and it's a C-section, then you're not pushing anything.
Yeah, they do a lot of. There's a lot of drugs involved.
Taking the easy way out.
I respect all.
no
all,
It is.
disrespect.
I
all-
had it on
all
my
the
list. I
others.
had it on my list.
Yeah, I had it.
on my
I had it.
list.
I had it.
Being pregnant is also
Yeah.
just like the whole process.
I had pregnant women, but I feel like
Yeah,
they're tough.
tough.
Yeah.
They are tough.
They have the strength. They could pick up a car.
I think
While
that's
they're
a
giving birth?
Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
that's the same.
Women.
That's all, yeah, women.
Women can just pick up cars. Everyone knows that.
That's good.
Yeah,
kinda wanna
that's one of those
women.
TikToks that went viral. Guy tries to pick up a car, kid.
Yeah.
Women,
No.
yes. Okay,
Okay, I'm going to go first responders.
Okay.
tough.
Tough. Yeah, very tough.
Running
Which
towards
ones
danger.
are the toughest?
Yeah.
I love
Which
them
one
all.
if you had to pick? If you
So
had to,
Marlins man
if
is
you
one
made
of
a
the
call,
toughest
who
guys.
would,
Tough
which
responders.
responder would you hope showed up first?
I hope I love all
question.
responders. I don't want to. I don't
You
want to
have to-
alienate.
Wait, all
I don't have
responders
to-
matter?
You called.
Yes,
you,
all
just
re-
said
yes,
you
I
call for
am-
the first responders, and Marlins man shows up. Are you like? Hey, that's,
No.
he's a first responder.
Every first responder minus Marlins man.
Are you
wow.
including reply
He's gonna-
guys? Because reply guys,
Yeah.
like they're literally
they're
first
not.
responders.
Comments.
Nope.
First responders.
First responders.
The guy who
If
the
it's
guy,
Brando?
the guy at 3 a.m. who says, "Way to push the button, Max." Does he count?
No, I'll go fireman. I got a buddy. Shout out
Okay.
Mully.
So
Shout
you
out
hate
Don't
Mully.
like
He's a-
cops. Yeah, you don't like cops.
FDNY.
You hate
Like,
cops.
OnlyFans-
ACAB Max.
OnlyFans models that have notifications set on for Adam Schefter. Mm-hmm. Then they reply immediately.
I'm done with. I'm done with the
Okay.
reply guy. I'm not answering any more questions
Responders.
on reply guys. First responders.
Okay.
Correct.
PFT.
I can't believe this fell to me. Hockey players. Hockey players.
Tough. Hockey
tough.
Yeah,
Anyone
good.
complain?
that's a
No,
good question.
it's a good
Very
answer.
good answer. That's a very good answer.
Okay. The troops was a good one. I had the troops.
The troops is my 1-1. Yeah.
So for my second one, I'm going to say passing a kidney stone. Now, not to belittle Hank's point about childbirth, but when I passed my kidney stone, I was in the hospital, and the nurse told me, she said, I've given birth to 3 kids. Passing a kidney stone is the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life.
Wow.
She said that.
Wow.
So,
It's pretty good.
but shout out women.
Shout out women.
Shout out women.
Shout out women.
We love women.
Yep.
They can have kidney
lot.
stones too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
my,
love women.
my turn.
Really?
Hey, look at that chick.
Look at that chick.
Okay.
So my turn.
Yeah, I don't know what Hank's doing right now.
He's
Is he
trying
just
to.
Googling
He's trying to
tough things?
think. I'm going to go with strength coaches.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good one.
It's good.
Okay. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Ben
Thank
Herbert
you.
was tough.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
tough. Hank?
I'll stick with the one other one I had in my notepad.
I'd give anything to see Hank's notepad.
It doesn't really follow this theme that we're going with here, so it might hurt. But holding in puke in an Uber or in a bar.
I like that.
Yeah. No, actually, Max, you don't like doing that. I've seen you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
like that as an
Big Cat
answer.
actually did it yesterday.
Yeah, you guys don't even know I puked yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
From what?
we
went-
weren't in an Uber, so you could be like, I'm gonna puke and just
I-
open the window. But if you're in a car or like you're in an Uber with people and you have to puke, but you can't just do it. Like,
Yeah, we
there's
went to
nothing,
do an
there's nothing
ad,
harder. There's
and-
nothing tougher.
Yeah, and in the ad, I chugged water as fast as I could, and you know when you chug water, it goes down the wrong side and it just like sits in your chest.
Yeah.
So it was just like a quick. I got to get this out of my like chest.
Water puke, yeah.
pretty much. But I would have my head out the window.
You're like, hey, we got to pull over real quick. And I laughed. He's like, no, I'm serious.
It was crazy.
Are you going to get that like $250 Uber charge?
No, when we were in our car.
Okay.
Yeah. But I timed it well. I was just like, I was sitting there like, I think I can handle this. And then I was like, nope, I just got to get it out of my system. So yeah, that is tough. Okay. I got 2 picks. I will go City of Pittsburgh. City of Pittsburgh. Tough.
Good.
Built on steel. Just that whole city is just tough. Mm-hmm. It's a steel city.
Fries on the
Tough
sandwiches.
dudes, yeah. Yinzers, they're just tough. And then I'll go with one that's a little kind of like Hank, that's a little off the board for my notepad. Dealing with Hank when he wakes up in the morning. That's very tough.
Yeah.
Probably tougher than childbirth.
Yeah.
If you actually have to do it, like childbirth versus like if you're like, hey, every day you have to just wake up Hank, I'd take childbirth.
Shout out to my mom and my sister because growing up,
Toughest women ever.
getting me to school.
Yeah. I can't even
still-
imagine.
no, like,
Just
I
you, the
cringe.
first hour
I
of the day
cringe
is
thinking
just
back
the
about-
it's the toughest. It tests our friendship every time. So when we're on the road together, especially, it's just like
I think Hank's getting better in the morning though.
No.
I've had 2 great breakfast with Hank.
Well, that's because he's
That's
eating
on
breakfast.
his time,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
that's on his time.
I've woken Hank up probably like a dozen times in my life, and I'm convinced that the first, 15 minutes of Hank's life when he wakes up, he's just blacked out. He's just still
Yes.
asleep.
He
But
he tried to
he's walking
punch one
around.
of us.
Thursday
remember?
morning is going to be great.
He tried to punch us.
Hank, do you have
he
like
threw a punch?
Do you have
I almost
morning?
killed one of my friends at a
Yeah.
sleepover when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
Do you have morning amnesia? Do you not remember the first 30 minutes of your day?
It's not amnesia, but it's like it's bad. It's like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, where like I'll say and do things, and I'm like, oh my god, like that was insane. Like I was so mad, fired up. It's just like I've had girlfriends and stuff too, where it's like I just you say stuff you would never say otherwise, and then you're like, why would I? Like I don't know what happened to me there. I just it was the first 30 minutes shouldn't count.
Yeah. Okay. Your pick, Hank?
I will go bomb disposal engineer.
Oh, Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Love
tough.
that.
Huh?
It's pretty good.
Are
Yeah,
those?
everyone knows one of those guys.
It's pretty specific.
Oh, wait,
pretty good.
Are they tough though? Because if you have a bad day as a bomb disposal engineer, you're just dead.
Yeah. Also,
Not necessarily.
wouldn't the tougher guy be the suicide bomber?
No, that's a coward.
Why? They're literally blowing themselves up. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not sticking around.
Okay.
They don't have to deal with their shit.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Bomb disposal.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a first responder?
No,
No.
because
I'll
they're
give it
usually
to you.
No, 'cause
second.
usually, yeah.
The firefighters like, hey, I think we got
Yeah.
a bomb.
Yeah.
And they call
There we go.
Marlon's men. Then he
So they're
calls.
actually tougher.
Yeah, you can say that.
They're tougher than first responders. 'cause
Yeah.
First responders are too scared to respond to that.
So you hate first responders?
No, I'm just
You don't
saying,
respect
I
first
love
responders.
Well, you hate
responders.
cops.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah, you
cops
did.
are in my
Well, but
you
you
said
said
firefighters.
firefighters.
I have a friend. Shout out Mully.
What about a tow truck driver? If a tow truck driver gets there before the cops do, is he a first responder?
What? Stop asking me about the first responders.
Okay, well we
All right.
have to dive into these questions.
All right.
Nurses or cops?
I love all first responders.
Dr.
Shot.
Kevorkian.
Who? I don't know who that is.
He was the assisted suicide doctor
Oh,
who was just killing people.
okay. Is that
Love
even?
him?
Or, is that even, I don't think that's a first responder.
I'm just asking. I'm asking a question.
I don't think
It was
that's a
simple
first
question.
You're just saying random people and being like, that's a first responder. Like Pug. Pug's a first responder. I love Pug.
Pug's a first responder?
I don't know. You're just saying random people,
Why-
and they're
why-
calling them first
Why is Pug
responders.
No, that's a doctor. It's in line with what you were saying.
He's a video podcast guy.
Correct.
He's the first one to click post on the YouTube and the Rumble.
That's not a responder though.
That
That's
you click the button.
I click the podcast button. That's one thing that people
Oh, so they
Yeah.
got to start saying good push on Pug.
correct.
Damn.
Pug does every
So
year.
you're stolen
but
valor.
if you
I'm the one who just brought it up.
wait, but what happens though? So you're also putting if it's late, they're gonna say bad job, Pug.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't want our dear Pug getting.
Yeah, the late can be me, early can be Pug.
Okay, I
like that.
What
Yeah,
about
that's a
sounds
good
good.
team
What
guy.
about corrupt cops?
Can we stop with this? Can I make
What
my
about
next pick?
firefighters that are actually also arsonists?
I don't.
Are you talking
There's
about
got to be one of them.
Rico Bosco?
It's not true.
Next pick.
Yeah,
Can't believe this lasted fullbacks.
good
Okay,
pick.
good pick.
Good pick.
I thought fullbacks was going to be in the first round.
All right.
I mean, offensive linemen have to play a lot more. In a
Yeah,
game.
they have to
Yeah.
block a lot
Extra-
more.
All right,
or
then pick it.
situational.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like more. Yeah, I won't get into my own strategy.
Okay.
Okay.
Good pick, Max.
Were you going to pick that?
Yes.
Shit.
Okay, I'm going to go with Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott.
Good one.
Cut off his finger instead of having it repaired so that he could play football. He was like, it'd just be easier if you cut it off. I don't need my pinky. Put me back in.
Yep. That's a good pick.
And then my last one is going to be going vegan and not telling anybody about it.
That's good.
I think that's impossible.
Yeah. That's good.
Being a secret vegan without bragging.
That's tough because
Yeah, it is
like,
tough.
eat
Thank
with-
you.
If you eat with people, it's also I just gave you I just gave you a great compliment.
It's
on your pick.
I think it's actually I don't think anyone's done it yet.
yeah.
It's like the 3-minute mile.
Yeah. Okay. Good pick.
I'm gonna stick with people. I'm gonna go coal miners.
I kind of got that with the city of Pittsburgh too. And I got
How
all
much
the-
coal
I also
how
got
much
the
coal
cops-
is being mined these days?
There's less, which makes it
Fracking.
even tougher.
So you're
Which
pro
makes those
fracking?
people. I don't really know what fracking is.
I personally don't know. I personally, I'll
I
put
know
my
it's
hand up.
bad.
I don't know if I'm pro or anti fracking. I have no idea.
I think I'm anti.
I don't know.
What do you think about the environment though?
I hope I want it to be good.
Okay. What about like different types of is it just coal or
Believe in global warming?
Yes, I think global warming is happening.
all right, Lib of the Year nominee. 24.
That's on me.
My pick?
Yeah.
Just like in the movies, the coal miners look so tough.
I don't know how this fell to the fourth round. I think.
Max loves miners. Put that on a quote card.
Toughest people in the world, cancer patients.
Yep.
Wow.
You son of a bitch.
You asshole.
You-
You fucking asshole.
What's tougher than cancer?
No, you're
That's
no cancer patients.
No, I'm saying like
Are you pro cancer?
No, I'm saying cancer is the toughest thing you can have to deal with. So cancer patients are the toughest people in the world because
Okay. All right. Well,
Including people who get like a mole removed.
if it's cancer,
Okay.
what about an ingrown toenail?
that's
Pretty tough.
Not more stolen valor.
It's pretty tough.
I'm just saying.
wait. Hank, would you say that we're the toughest people in the world because we have to deal with you and your cancer?
No, I'm not. I'm fake cancer.
Okay, you're benign.
Okay.
You are
You're
calling,
AIDS.
You, call
You're
me,
AIDS,
you think
actually,
I am
yeah.
a cancer? I do not have cancer.
Right.
You're the Black Plague.
I think you're a good guy.
Okay, my last pick. I got last pick. I'm gonna go because this probably will not help me because we don't have a ton of wrestling fans, but I'm gonna go with Mankind Mick Foley, toughest dude ever. Fucking going when he got slammed on a bed of tacks from Undertaker from the top of the Hell in the Cell. He is literally the toughest. Some of his early days where he's just like wrestling with barbed wire and shit. That might have hurt me, but
People have told me I look
And you
like
chose
this man
dealing
before,
with
but
me
I
when
don't
I'm
know who
like,
he
that's,
is.
That's
You don't
maybe
know
the
who
most niche
Mankind is?
Pick of all time.
No.
whoa, that's
do you
not.
not-
Hold on, that's not a niche pick because people hear your attitude on this show. They know.
They don't. They haven't got
Everyone
the full
listening right now
experience.
knows that dealing with Hank is tough.
It's you guys, some of my friends, my mom, my sister.
So everyone-
are the true heroes of that answer.
Max, you don't know who Mankind is?
Me neither.
I don't really know
What?
wrestling, but people tell me
See,
that I
this is
look
gonna
like
hurt
him.
No, I know the name.
I was gonna go Stone Cold, but like in my heart, I
No,
can't
Mankind's
pander.
tougher.
Mankind
What
is
about
tougher. That's what I had to do.
How is Vaughn's son not tougher?
What?
Vince or what? Not Vince Vaughn. What's his name? Vince McMahon. Steve. What's?
Shane O'Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, Shane, make a Photoshop of Vince Vaughn.
Shane O'Mac took insane like bumps and stuff, but like Mankind would do it every single week.
Off the top of a cell.
He would do, dude. So I'll show you highlights. Like when he was wrestling, like in the independent circuit or what was it, ECW? Yeah, ECW. Like he would get.
Shane Vaughn.
He'd literally get thrown into barbed wire and shit.
Yeah, his
things
back-
broken over him.
His back was all cut up all the time.
So fucked
Max
up.
does look a little bit like him.
Yeah, he does.
That would be a
Mr.
great
Soccer.
Halloween outfit for you.
People say you look like Mick Foley all the time, and I don't know. And I'm always like,
Oh, we gotta watch.
Some,
We gotta watch some
look it up.
Mankind highlights.
All right.
I'll just send you the clip. Undertaker literally threw him off the top.
I think
of
it's a
Hell in
compliment
Cell.
to be said that I look like him.
Yeah,
right?
into a
Yeah.
bed of tax.
Yeah, that dude
Yeah.
got so much tail.
All right, other picks.
I had
Honey
camels. Honey badger.
Ruda just texted me. Who's sitting in the room? Mankind lost an ear in Japan.
Let's go.
So fucking
That's
tough
wild,
as shit.
That rocks.
Okay. Who'd you have?
I had camels. Honey badgers.
Camels.
Camels. They go like 3 months without drinking water.
Yeah, but they can smoke cigarettes.
They can.
I guess that makes them tough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Smoking cigarettes would be a good pick.
Yeah. Calculus,
Yeah.
real tough.
I had that.
Pit bulls.
Pit bulls, tough. I
Getting
had,
an ingrown toenail removed and then playing 30-minute basketball practice immediately after. It's pretty tough.
that is tough.
I was gonna pick this guy, but Big Cat took all of Pittsburgh. I've been Roethlisberger.
Yeah, he's tough.
Every injury.
Pretty
about
much
that.
everyone from
I
Pittsburgh
thought
is
about.
tough.
I thought about just.
I actually got Ben Herbert before you took strength training because he's from Pittsburgh. And I got all the cops and the
No, you didn't.
firefighters.
I picked that first before you.
Accepting
well,
that you're
yeah, I
going,
got it.
accepting that you're going bald.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's tough.
a good one. Watching Cody Parkey kick field goals.
Yep.
That's very
Especially in
tough.
the playoffs.
Substitute teachers I had on my list because
Oh.
that just must be the worst job of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is tough.
When I took hockey players, I got the FDNY and the NYPD hockey players, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
good,
still
good.
picked that first. So
No.
you guys have both said things that were just wrong.
Standing up at a bar for a long time. Mm-hmm. Very tough. You just don't get a seat at a crowded bar. It's one of the toughest things a person can do.
Just waking up is tough.
Yeah.
Hank.
Waking up and realizing your phone wasn't charging overnight.
Yeah. Tough.
Chasing a charge.
And you have to go to Canopy Lake Park with your other producer.
What?
That was Coleman.
It can't be like Park.
That's where they went, I think.
That place.
Invading Russia in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Tough.
Also dumb.
Dumb. Tough.
Man, tough.
But if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
That's true. That's true. Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Just him in general. Tough guy. Teddy Roosevelt.
Tough. Oh, that's a miss.
Damn.
That was a miss. Teddy Roosevelt.
Shot through his hand.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
No, he got shot in his chest.
Oh, that was his chest?
He got shot in his chest, and then he stood there and said, "Bring the guy up to me."
Damn.
It takes more than that to stop a bull moose.
Damn. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Steven Seagal.
Deer. Meat.
Deer.
Meat.
Oh, the meat of deer.
Oh, venison?
It's tough.
I guess. Human flesh? That's tough.
Living with your conscience knowing that you hit a bear cub 10 years ago and someone's going to find out eventually.
Yeah, tough.
That is tough.
Really tough.
Sneaky. Oh. Bernie Madoff. Weirdly tough having to live with just the fact that you're a complete fraud and it's going to be found out one day. Mentally, it's got to be tough. It wasn't a pick, Max, so we're just spitballing.
Yeah,
You're
no,
Bernie
yeah,
Madoff
face.
apologist.
No, yeah, you're
No.
an apologist. That sounds like what you're doing.
No.
Hank, you
definitely
Hank,
not.
you fucking shouted out suicide bombers.
You were
Yeah.
gonna say it's
No,
tough
I
to be
didn't.
Jeffrey Epstein next. I almost said Theo Epstein. I do that often, honestly.
No, because he had no.
Yeah.
You just switch them?
Sometimes I say, like, if I'm talking about Theo Epstein, I'll say Jeffrey Epstein. if
I mean,
I'm talking about
they're
Jeffrey
both
Epstein.
known
That's a big
for
mistake.
evaluating
That's a
young
big
talent.
mistake. That's a big mistake. Oh, that's a big mistake, Max. All right, anything else, Huey? Did we miss anything?
Draft a lot of high schoolers.
I didn't think of anything too crazy. Maybe a test. Maybe just a. But you kind of covered.
Yeah,
it.
test.
any test.
Yeah, any test.
Any test of any kind. Tough. That is tough, Huey.
Yeah, Huey didn't go to college, so that makes sense.
He tried it
yeah,
once.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell.
Tough.
Tough.
Detroit.
Detroit. Yep.
Nails.
Nails.
Tough
Nails
as
are
nails.
tough.
Fuck, that's a miss.
Dykstra?
Diamonds are the hardest thing. I thought
Diamonds
about
are.
saying that. But
I was thinking
who
steel
cares?
or iron.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah, steel. Oh, spider silk. Isn't that
What
tough?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you made spider silk as big as a steel bar, it'd be
Yeah.
like twice as strong.
Kevlar.
Kevlar,
Ants.
tough.
Ants are tough.
Yep.
They lift 10
They're
times,
so tough.
100 times their weight
Yeah.
or something?
Harbaugh was just saying that, right?
Bees.
Bees. He's a
saying
big
shout out
bees
That's what
guy.
he's saying,
He's a
yeah.
big bees guy.
Not coming too fast.
That's very tough. Actually, that I think that doesn't count because that's not tough. That's impossible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, big difference.
Oh,
It's like, I'm
Like
gonna
it's
say
not
that.
tough because it's not possible.
yeah. Super.
What were you gonna say?
I was like, that's almost as tough as making a woman come. But that's I was like, that's also impossible.
Women don't come.
Next Grit Week, make a woman come challenge.
That kid's superhuman. The guy that does the backyard wrestling.
Oh yeah,
And that guy rocks.
Yeah.
I love that dude. He'll just set up like a piece of plywood
Yes, yes.
and then wrap it in barbed wire and be like, hey, I'm superhuman. Shout out to all the juggalos and the juggalettes out
Yes.
there. I'm going to jump into this barbed wire. And he does it every day.
yeah. And doesn't he say something else like this fucking sucks or something
Yeah,
like
well,
that?
he just screams in pain.
Yeah,
like every
jumps.
time. It's not like he doesn't feel the pain. He feels the pain.
Yeah.
And then he gets back up and every day he does it again.
Yeah, Shoe Nice.
Shoe nice top.
Shout out Shoe Nice. He ate like 100 tampons once live on a stream.
Pretty tough.
Drinking glue.
Yeah, he drank glue. He ate a beer bottle. That's tough as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was a good Mount Rushmore.
Great Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. All right, boys. Good job.
Before we get to Antonio Pierce, he's brought to you by Chevy. It's presented by our great friends over at Chevy. There's a reason why we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks. That's because, for part of my take, there's only one pickup truck. It's the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? The Silverado is a partner. It's a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using the Silverado for all kinds of part of my take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the big game. Silverado helped us dig the biggest hole ever dug in the state of Ohio last year in Grit Week. Silverado helped us give fullbacks the recognition that they deserve with a Low Man Award, and this year Silverado will be our partners for another Grit Week. Silverado brings the grit too. Legendary grit, paired with modern truck tech inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. 4 different powertrain choices and the available multi-flex tailgate so you can work and play smarter, not harder. So head over to Chevy.com to build your own Silverado. Check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. And now, here's Antonio Pierce.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. It is our Grit Week interviews brought to you by Coors Light. It is head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, Antonio Pierce. Coach, first of all, thank you for spending any time with us. We appreciate it. We're big fans. We start every Grit Week interview the same, though.
Okay.
How do you define grit?
For me, toughness, guys that don't blink, look the barrel down the eye, that steely eye focus, and more importantly, man, they gotta have some shit to them.
Yeah. Yes.
They gotta have the itch to them, man. And
Yeah.
if they got that, man, we'll go hand in hand. That's
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah.
Playing Raiders football.
That sounds like Raider football, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
You said that you were born a Raider, and I don't know what that means because I was not born a Raider. Or can you change?
No.
It's
man.
genetic.
You have it in you?
It's either you got it or you don't. You
There's
know
no
what I mean?
Raiders
Yeah.
Is
conversion.
there a
camp.
DNA test that you can do?
Well, no, it's kind of attitude.
Okay.
Yeah, you can look
Okay.
and you can feel it. You can feel a Raider.
Okay.
Somebody could present as a Raider, but you know deep down inside they're not actually a Raider.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I know we're in California right now, so you get very Hollywood around.
Yeah.
here.
yeah.
Can you look into someone's eye and know if they're a Raider?
Without a question.
Look into our eyes.
No. No.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
He had you.
Damn it.
Yeah,
It was close.
It was
I
close.
might be a Raider. Holy
I was waiting
shit.
for you to blink. I saw a little twitching in the eyebrow. That's
Well, I was
why.
kind of doing it like, hey, I'm going to go at you. But
But the Bears had kind
Yeah,
of threw me
yeah,
off.
they
So like
kinda
a
threw me
Raider fan would never wear any other team.
So what does that mean to be born a Raider?
Man, like for me though, to be honest, like growing up in inner city Los Angeles, it was go back to where we talked about. It was grit, it was toughness, it was attitude, it was swag. It was when you wore those colors and you saw silver and black walking down the street or somebody in all black, you knew they meant business.
yeah.
It wasn't about no BS, right? It was straight standing on business, and that's what it kind of like started with me. Growing in the inner city and seeing that, and seeing obviously the entertainment and that culture with hip hop moving on with NWA and those gentlemen, and then just watching Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, Howie Long, man.
Yeah.
And Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
that really did.
that actually is not gritty though. To play with Bo and Tecmo Bowl
That
was
was
kind
cheat
of a
code.
cheat. Yeah,
That's
right.
that was cheat
right.
code.
Easy
Yeah.
way out.
Yeah, that was an easy way out.
It was fun though.
So, I mean, you do have grit. We saw it last year when you took over the team. We've seen it your whole career. I want to go back, though, because you played at Arizona. You don't get drafted. I've read some stuff that you were shocked you weren't drafted. Do you think your career goes different if you get drafted? Or was that the motivation you needed to then have an incredible NFL career as a player?
I mean, it definitely added more fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
Right? You see 30 guys go in front of you like, God damn, 30? I get 10, 15? But 30, and then, you know, when you start seeing those guys at the end of that 7th, 6th, and 7th round, man, it was like, well, what did I do wrong? You know,
Yeah.
you look at career, he was productive, played with some good players, good defense. Okay, measurables back then, everybody was 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 250. Okay, I get it. You know, 6'1", 230.
Right.
All right, cool. But it definitely added fuel to the fire. I would have loved to be drafted because it's just kind of a badge.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, man, it's kind of like my whole life. It's not where you start and where you grew up and all that. It's how you come on top of all that stuff, right? And that kind of just really put that fire and desire in my eye to strive to be great.
Yeah. I think it's actually a cooler badge now. Like to be like, I was not drafted.
Right.
And I had a
But when you
career.
say that, when people say that about me, they're shocked because you look at the end result.
Yeah, right.
So you're like, oh, man, no, he should have been second, third round. I don't know, maybe not first. But, you know, you're like, hey,
Yeah,
this guy
yeah.
had to get drafted.
Right.
You realize, no.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't good enough in 2001, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
then you look at my career, and I'm going to brag a little bit. All those guys that got drafted before me didn't hit any of the stats as an individual or as a team player that I did. You know,
Right.
with the Redskins at the time and the Giants. So I really pride myself on that, man. And that obviously that fueled me as I got into playing, especially in New York.
Yeah. I mean, look at us. 3 undrafted guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, listen.
Yeah.
And
We're all
here
the
we are,
same.
just sitting
Got all
around.
these bright
It
lights
fueled
around
me.
us. It's kinda
Every
cool.
day I wake up and it fueled me. If I had a jersey, I'd wear 32.
Yeah, come on, man.
Every
Somebody gotta
team
get us
passed
going.
on me. Yeah. So I was born. I don't think I can say I was born a Redskin.
You can. Yeah.
I was born a Redskin fan because I'm from the DC area. So I always appreciated you on that team. You were the heart and soul of that defense. That last year that you had,
Man, we had some ballers on that team.
I know, but that last year you were a great player for us. And then we had Clinton Portis on the show like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about you, and he said that the Skins were trying to lowball you at the time.
Yeah.
And then you obviously had to take the money and go to New York where you ended up flourishing. But we missed you in DC after that. Like, we wanted you back. I'm sorry that the ownership didn't feel the same way. But you made the right decision. You go to New York, you win a Super Bowl there. And going into that game, everybody else in America, again, doubted you. They thought, okay, let's just anoint the New England Patriots.
Right.
Going into that game, though, your mindset, did you feel like an underdog going into that game, or did you feel like you're going to win?
Felt disrespected, and really went back to week 17, right? Like, the media was asking us, like, why we got into the playoffs, we beat the Bills the week prior. Patriots coming into our place to kind of, you know, finish that undefeated season, the regular season, and I remember media asking, like, are you guys gonna play in the game? Like, what are you playing for? Me, myself, Strahan, a couple others was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, why wouldn't we play? You know, we get paid for 16 games. And these dudes are coming into our house. Nor did we not really like the Patriots at all anyway. Right? So we obviously had a team meeting with Coach Coughlin, and it wasn't even, like, we didn't even hesitate. We're like, no, we're doing it. And then if you guys remember in that game, we were up 12 points late third quarter, but, you know, listen, Randy Moss is special, and Tom had a great year that year, and they popped some plays. We lost by 3. But that gave us kind of like that, man, listen, we just went toe-to-toe with probably the best team of all time. And I still think probably the best team of all time, regardless that they didn't win the Super Bowl. So when we got to the week of the Super Bowl, it goes back to, you know, your question, born a Raider, man. You know, we got off that plane wearing all black. You know, it was death to the Patriots. It was death to the dynasty. Like,
Going to a funeral.
Going to a funeral. That was a mindset. That's what I told the team. Only guy they want to do was Eli. Everybody else were all black. You know what I mean? But that was kind of our mindset. Yeah. So we had a big underdog, and then, you know, there was comments made out the week. We were gonna lose by double digits. You know, Tom Brady was laughing about the point spread that Plax were bird, or the points that Plax said that we're gonna hold them to. And man, I ain't gonna lie, if you'd have just watched us practice on defense, you'd have knew, like, it's not gonna be close.
Yeah.
Like, we was gonna get after those guys.
Because it was crazy because Tom Brady, his entire career, he didn't give bulletin board material, but that one time it feels like he slipped up. And
No, they're
is that,
confident.
yeah, but is that like, because I never know, we're just fans, but like that type of stuff, we say, oh yeah, bulletin board material.
Yeah.
Does that matter a lot in the locker room?
No, it did. Like I said, it even goes back to, like I said, back to regular season, how the Patriots were being treated, right? That was Spygate year 2 as well. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things going on, and you felt a sense of entitlement. You know what I mean, with that team overall. And then, like you said, the comments came. Again, I get it. Like, competitors, they're averaging almost goddamn 30-something points per game. And we sit there and say we're going to hold them to 17 points. And he spotted them 3. It was 14, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Were you worried at all during that run that Tom Coughlin's face was going to fall off?
that Green Bay game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen a face like that.
No, I was concerned for him. But he's a tough dude. Now you talk about grit. Now that's a gritty
That's
guy,
grit.
man.
His face was melting.
No, it was done.
Yeah.
It was done. But all of our faces was done. So we're looking at each other like this is not going to end well. You know what I mean? But the coolest part about that game, man, regardless of the weather, the adversity, going back and forth, overtime. Brett Favre last game as a Packer, which it ended up to be. We were just so determined to make it happen because we had played the 2 teams, Dallas. Really, the last 3 teams we faced, right? Dallas, Green Bay, and New England, we all faced in the regular season. The first 2 games of the season, we gave up 80 points at 1,000 yards to Dallas and Green Bay to start the season. Then the last game we lost to was the Patriots. So, man, there was a lot of bulletin board material, things that we can really go back and look at and really study. And that really propelled us and helped us in those playoff games.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom Coughlin, ultimate football guy, ultimate grit guy. We've heard a few stories about Tom as a head coach, that he doesn't give bathroom breaks. They have to be – that's true? Could you raise your hand and be like, no, that's an emergency, please?
They're done. You had time before.
Are you still on Coughlin time?
We try to I do start my meetings early.
Okay.
Oh.
I think our team realized that.
Because you kind of came 2 minutes late to this.
Yeah, well, I couldn't find you guys.
Okay. All right. I mean, we're going to find you.
Yeah.
Do you still call it
To find a head coach. I can rescind that.
Do you still call it Coughlin time or do you call it Antonio Clock?
No, I call it Coughlin time. He was here the other day. He was here last week for a week with the team, and we started his meeting 5 minutes early.
Love it.
Yeah, for him.
Yeah.
Does it get confusing with daylight savings when you change the clocks?
It does. Yeah. Especially back then because iPhones wasn't even out. So he's trying to have us do things with our phones that we couldn't do. And we had to go by the clock inside the building, the stadium. But if you're not inside the building, the stadium, then how do you know what time it is?
Yeah,
So,
I just realized that. That might be that day probably sucks for anyone on Coughlin time.
Yeah, it was very confusing. and it was very costly.
Yeah, you got to set your clock back an hour and 15 minutes.
No, you set it back
an hour, but you also
but also the 15 minutes.
Yeah, right.
No, 5. It was only 5.
Oh, it's 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
so
was just 5. It was 5 minutes early.
We'd always heard 15 in
No,
the past.
5. It was 5.
All right, well, he's an ultimate football guy, and listen, it's great that you're the coach of the Raiders. We were rooting for you last year. We wanted you to get this gig, and when you took over the team, it seems like they got a nice little boost. The players believed in you. More than anything, they played hard. They played really hard for you, and that game against the Chargers on Thursday night, at that point, I knew I was like, they have to do this. They have to hire him as the full-time head coach because going out there on that field after about 1 second a game, it looked like the Chargers didn't want to be out there. Did you know in the first half of that game, I think I'm going to be the head coach of the Raiders next year?
Not really. Not that game. That felt good because the week prior we scored 0.
I was going to say that was the worst football game I've ever watched.
That was the worst game I had to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean that was the 3-0 game.
I just God, we can't get close to field goal range. We can't even attempt a field goal.
It's incredible.
I mean, it was just one of those games, and really, as bad as it is, I know we love scoring. It was really two good defenses playing well.
Yeah.
Obviously, quarterback play and offensive play on both sides wasn't good enough because hell, they didn't score until almost 3 or 4 minutes left in the game. But that was tough. So then you got a short week.
Yeah.
So we got walkthroughs. We only got 2 practices, right? And then you're about to play the Chargers at home, and we did see something on film. We're like, if we can jump out and we can impose our will early and come out with the energy and the tempo and play with the style of play we wanted to play and attack certain players, we can get after them. And then right away, the first 2 plays in the run game, we got after them, and we knew it then.
Yeah.
Once our offense started rolling, and defense was – Max started flying and turned the corner. Malcolm Kuntz had some big plays, and obviously Jack Jones did his little one-hand deal there. And
That was awesome. Yeah, that was
cool.
great play.
So the game that I would assume you were like, I might get this job was that Chiefs game because that was another one where it was like it's something beautiful with football where if you play that game 100 times, the Chiefs probably win more than half. But it was you guys just had a perfect game plan. You just frustrated the hell out of them. Sure. Was that the moment where you're like, okay, I think I might be able to do this?
Well, that's what for me is like, wow, I went up against, let's go back. I went up against Andy Reid 25 times in my career as a player.
Yeah.
Right? Or 23, excuse me. And so I'm used to that battle. But it was always different. It was a player versus coach. Now it's coach versus coach. So ultimate respect for what he's done in his career, both in Philly and Kansas City. But it was like, man, it was tough. That was the hardest thing we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we did that week. I thought the coaches the buy-in, the players, just the mentality that we talked about all week, and the way and the style of play we wanted to play with, and what we wanted to do, the 15 and 87, was critical. And we wanted to make it ugly. We want to make it gritty. Right?
Yeah.
I keep using your word because that's a good word for what
Yeah.
we're talking about today. All that stuff came to fruition. And more importantly, man, the guys, they played with a purpose. Like, we didn't want to be, they were not going to be denied that day.
Yeah.
Right? And it was good to feel it after the game. We were in the locker room celebrating. But did I feel like that was a moment? No, I just felt like, okay, I belong in the National Football League as a head coach.
Yeah.
I thought that myself. Did I belong to be the head coach or deserve to be the head coach of the Raiders? We still had some games to go. We were hoping to get in the playoffs at the time. I had 2 games left and playing the Colts the next week. And see how the chips fall at that point.
Yeah, and I love the way that you attack like football in an old school way, like talking about Patrick Mahomes, like we're gonna go after him because we have a theory that with the way that the quarterback position gets refereed now, there's a lot of times where Patrick Mahomes gets, and it's a credit to him, gets like that extra 5 yards because guys will like come up short and stuff like that. So are you like, is that something you guys preach every day where it's like, hey, we have to hit the quarterback. Like we know the rules are different, but we can't just play this style that like lets him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I think our identity on defense is to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah,
we want you to step. We want to step on your toes. We want to be in your face. You know what I mean? We want to make you thinking about us while you're on the sideline, while you're preparing us for us during the week. What are these guys gonna do today?
Yeah,
like what they got up their sleeve now. And if we can win that mental edge, then obviously we got to go there and execute with X and O's, and our players got to play at a high level. But the game is different the way it's officiated when I play, right? So yeah, you got that old school mentality, but then also you got to be smart and play within the rules.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
I love it. I love like there's just something about old school football and just not.
Especially late in the year, though, right? Like late in the year, like it was cold,
right?
Everybody got their hoodie on, the beanies, like goddamn stuff's coming out your mouth, like that's what football's supposed to be.
Right.
It's not supposed to be high scoring and pretty and guys flying around. No, it's supposed to get like hit in your mouth.
And that's why you tune in, because you tune in and everyone's like, I mean, the Chiefs were like 10-point favorites, like, oh, they'll win easily. It's like, no, the Raiders are going to just muck this up and make it a fight in the trenches.
All right,
I love it.
We did.
And you got some good coaches with you now too. I don't know how true this is. I forget. It was one of your players that I think talked about it. But you have some of your coaches doing conditioning drills. Somebody said that Rob Ryan was on a treadmill the other day.
I sum all of them. So we got 29 coaches.
Okay.
Big group.
Yeah.
So in the off season, and really it was just even when I was a position coach prior, you watch coaches both on defense, offense, and special teams, and like we're always yelling at players to run from drill to drill. But then you got that coach and he's like 10 yards behind you. Mm-hmm. The players are there at the drill with the coaches behind, so we're still late, right? So cool. That's one thing. Then I start thinking about like, man, what can I do to show the players also that, like, man, whatever we tell you to do, we can do as well, regardless if you played or not. And I said, look, one thing we can all do is we can get in shape. We can lose a couple pounds, right? So, yeah, man. So I told the coaches that in February. I said, listen, April, a week before the players come in, we're going to do the condition test. So we ran 20 40s.
Rob Ryan did.
Okay, hold on. Anybody over 60 got on the bike.
Okay.
So they were on the bike.
Rule.
Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah. We had an age limit.
We don't want to kill any coaches.
Got to take care of our senior coaches. We had a few of them. And but they had to do this, they had the trainers had our strength staff had a good idea of what to do, and we ran them. And we got some former players on the staff. And there was a couple guys showing out, and then it was funny, we got to the last 5, right? So we did 15, we're doing the last 5. So now guys are trying to show off, like, I'm good. And we had about 2 coaches come up lane.
Ooh.
Right? So we come on, man, you got to finish, kind of like the players, patting on the butt, like, hey, let's go. And then I give them credit, man. The last 2 reps, they fought through it, kind of made the time, but at the end of the day, they finished it. You know what I mean? The whole thing is about finishing, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what we did, boom, players come back, off-season program starts, and I said, listen, man, I appreciate everybody being here, but let me show you how dedicated these coaches you got this year. Look what we did, and I put it on, and of course, Rob Ryan has his shirt off and he's doing stretching. It's not pretty at all, but Rob's got the hair.
Got the flow, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So he's laughing, he's karaokeing, and the knee's not going up at all. It's just, it was good for our team and our coaches to do it, but obviously it's even better for their health, man.
Yeah.
Importantly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who's the fastest coach?
It's you.
It's you?
I'm gonna put myself in top 3. We got Ricky Manning.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Played corner in the league for several years. He's up there. Andre Carter's still in tremendous shape. So I would put us 3 there.
Yeah.
Would you say, are you addicted to making other men run? Because that story that I also heard of you in high school, when you were coaching high school, and your team was up 63-9 at half, and you didn't like how they looked. So you made them run during halftime.
Yeah.
And then you actually took a penalty at halftime because you got back not in time because they were still running gassers.
Ran back the opening.
Yeah.
Off in the second half.
And then you won 99-9.
Yeah.
So would you say maybe you're addicted to making other guys run?
Well, I know,
What was the thought process? I mean, that's a crazy story.
What's crazy is when I played, I could run for days. I was
Yeah.
always in shape. Like, you're a high school athlete, college athlete, want to be a pro athlete. You can never be out of shape, right? So, coach at Long Beach Poly, and we're getting after the team pretty good, but we're just being sloppy. Guys, got some penalties and stuff like that. So what I
63-9 is the score.
Yeah. The team was like 0-6, 0-7. I was mad they even scored. Like, what are we doing? So I told the other teammate, listen, y'all can have our locker room, go drink our water, you get all our snacks. We're going on the side field in the dark, and we ran literally for I think it was 20-minute halftime, and then the referees were blowing the whistle. We didn't go out there, and they threw the flag, and they kicked the ball off, and we ran it back, and we were up 70-9. Mm-hmm. And we just kept running until the score hit 99. And we could have kept running, you know what I mean? But to me, that's it's like with our team. We talk about effort because at this level, when you get to professional football, everybody's good, right? You're playing with the 1%ers, the 1%. What separates you? And you look at a Max Crosby, what separates Max Crosby from the rest of the defensive ends and defensive players in the National Football League? His effort.
Yeah.
So if I can get our guys in shape, in condition, in football shape to just constantly run and give that effort, man, we can roll with the best of them because now you got 61 minutes to deal with us. And I know I said 61 because we're going to play each second longer than you.
Yeah.
It's probably nice having a defensive player like Max, too, that as a leader of the team, and he's out there on road trips and he's importing his meal prep that he brings in and makes at home. If he's spending all that time taking care of himself, then you don't want to be a fat ass behind him, right?
Listen, the first day I ever walked in this building back in 2022, the first person I met was Max at 6 a.m. in the morning. When I wake up every day, the first person I see in the building and downstairs is Max Crosby.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's 365, 24/7.
Yeah.
I've never seen nothing like it. We have walkthroughs and it's not a walkthrough for him. You just kind of understand that.
Yeah.
There's walkthrough and then there's Max. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
But when you have your best player playing at that level, what's happening now with the rest of our team?
Yeah.
Then I had a Christian Wilkins.
Yeah.
Now I got two of them. And I got a guy inside and outside because he does the same exact thing. So now that just breeds this energy and this synergy into our building, into our defense that, these guys, they just want to run, man. They want to run and hit. They love playing ball. It's fun to watch. It's really fun to watch.
Do you have to change anything about your personality as a defensive guy that's, you've hated quarterbacks for a long time and now you're the head coach and you're like, shit, I have to coach a quarterback now? I have to love this guy?
No, I don't change.
No?
I talk to them crazy just like I talk to the linebackers. They look at me crazy too, what do you that's not quarterback talk. That's okay. It's football talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football's football.
I like that.
Football's football, man. Let's not ever get confused, right? So that's how we operate here. And they get it. Obviously, we got to be sensitive to them at times, how we touch them.
Yeah.
Right? But how we talk is how we talk.
Do you talk football to the kickers?
We do now.
Okay.
They got to make tackles.
Yeah.
Through kickoff rule, right? So Daniel Carson did a good job the other day with the media, man. He's talking about man, I'm doing biceps and getting a little bench press going because I got to make some tackles now,
Yeah.
I got to be involved. So, we talk a little bit. Try not to get those guys too much, but
Yeah, you don't want to bog them down with too much
No,
football.
we don't. And we got two special guys, man, with AJ and Daniel. So we talk a little bit, but a little bit sensitive because they're more with the feet.
Yeah,
More with the
right.
feet. A little different. I'm not that good with that one.
Yeah, the kickers are weird. Very strange people.
But our kickers are cool.
Yeah.
We got cool kickers. I've been around weird kickers. I've been
Yeah.
around some weird guys man, this dude's a weirdo.
But these guys can hang. They don't
They can
spend
hang.
all
I'll
their
hang
time
out with these. We can hang out together. They can hang out
Steve
with the linebackers.
Weatherford? Were you with him?
Yeah, Steve.
He's a weirdo.
I play with Jay Feely. Jay used to come with all the wristbands pumped up he's gonna knock somebody out.
Did you ever see the picture of Jay Feely when his daughter was going to prom and he had a gun in his hand?
Jay Feely, it's funny. We came in the same year in New York Giants together, both as free agents, the signees, and so we played a couple years together. I got a good Jay Feely story, man. We play in Seattle. He misses a couple field goals, and Shockey just goes haywire. He's in the damn locker room throwing chairs at him. And Jay's bobbing and weaving, man. I actually kicked one of them damn things. You know what I mean? Kind of cool with him. But Jay was a tough dude, man. He was a guy that wasn't supposed to be a kicker. He's supposed to be a linebacker.
Yeah.
He just happened to be a little short, a little stubby. He's a good linebacker.
I feel like Weatherford was kind of like that too, where he was self-conscious about being a punter. So he spent all his time just working his arms out. Yeah. Jacked up.
The most jacked up punter of all time.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So we are obsessed with the owner of the Raiders. We want to get him on the show at some point. Mark Davis, have you gone to? We saw him at Super Bowl. We We might have ambushed him at a hotel and we're like, hey, you're going to come on? He's like, yeah, okay. So I don't think that's going to happen. But have you gone to PF Chang's with him?
No.
Will you? That's
Why
all.
PF Chang's, though?
That's where he eats all the time. That's every
It's his favorite meal.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I thought it was In-N-Out.
Oh.
So I heard that earlier too, that he's spending a lot of time at In-N-Out. But I also think he goes to PF Chang's and that's like his meditation spot.
Yeah.
He sits down by himself,
a spa.
eats the meal. Yeah.
So I don't think none of us will be going with him if he goes by himself and he's eating a meal at PF Chang's. I think we're going to leave that to him.
That's our dream, to go to PF Chang's with him.
You got to catch him. Man.
Yeah. We might just have to stake out a PF Chang's.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
in
will
other
do
words,
that.
We'll
We'll
just
go
have to
to-
go to PF Chang's
Yeah.
every day.
There's
That
not a lot
sounds
in
good.
Vegas. I mean, there's only a handful, right?
Okay. Yeah. We'll just, yeah.
Spot. You got to have some spotters.
Yeah. He's got his minivan. I don't know if he still rides around in that thing.
Yeah,
that thing
every once in a while,
rocks.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's got some toys too now.
Yeah.
Pull out every once in a while.
What was it like when you got offered the job, like officially?
It was good. Came downstairs and kind of looked me in the eye and says, man, I think you're the guy for the job. And got up and get a little bear hug. And I told him, I said, man, I'm not going to disappoint you. We're going to be consistent. What you've seen last year is going to just grow. And we got a good relationship, man. That's cool. Like, I reach out to Mark a lot, keep him informed of what's going on. It's good to see him around the building. He was at practice just a couple weeks ago to see the guys and watch the scrimmage and stuff, man. And I think it's important when your owner's presence is around the team. Because, when I was a player, I looked like, where's the owner? Like, does he care? Does he not around? Because I had two different organizations, right? I had one guy, the team you like,
He was probably drunk in Cuba somewhere.
never around, right?
Yeah,
and that was with another organization where they were always there.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
Which
important.
team was better? Just curious.
Which
Which owner was better?
I'll let you choose the one over that side, yeah. I would have stayed with that one if there was better, but anyway.
Yeah.
But no, man, listen, Mark, one thing about Mark, he just wants to win.
He was born a Raider. If anybody was born a
Literally,
Raider.
he was born. He
born
probably
a
came out in silver and black. I don't know. Probably had a most time you get that pretty blanket, he probably had a Raider blanket.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I didn't have a Raider blanket. I just happened to see the colors and fell in love with them.
Yeah. And he wears the white jeans, which rock.
Yeah, nobody
Pulls
can do
off.
that.
No,
Nobody can pull that
no
off.
one.
I can't pull that off.
I've been seeing he's sometimes in the owner's suite with white jeans, white shirt, eating like buffalo wings.
Yeah.
But not a stain on his shirt. Yeah, he doesn't spill.
He's an adrenaline junkie.
Or you just keep a couple white shirts with you. You get one, you just flip it. And
That might be
true.
the case.
Good
Do you think
point.
he could afford? Yeah, you could probably.
Yeah,
afford
he
a little
probably
bit.
can.
more than
Couple
one
of them.
white shirt.
Yeah. All right. I know you got to run in a minute, so we got a couple last questions. My last question, Chevy question, Chevy.com. Go to Chevy. The Silverado is the best truck ever. Great sponsor for Grit Week. So how often, like in day to day, do people bring up that 2007 Giants team? And has there ever been a time where you've talked about them and it was awkward?
No, I'm
Never.
I'm
Not a
champion,
team meeting?
Never.
No, I'm always
Hypothetically.
things like that.
This head coach.
Now you know what the question was.
I don't think I was asked a question. I just made a reference.
Yeah.
It goes back to the mindset, man. It goes back to that mindset.
Yeah.
You go against the best. You got to do something a little different, right?
Yeah.
You got to approach it differently. You know what I mean? What you did in the past doesn't work with this team, and that's kind of what it was. But yeah, I've been asked that question quite a few, and if you ask me the question, you better be ready for the answer.
Yeah.
How
That's
about that
good.
part?
That's a
That's a fair
good.
point.
That's
How
a
about that part?
very, very fair point.
Maybe
How about that part?
some people would cut too close to the bone, and they'd just be very sensitive about it. Hypothetically,
Yeah, things like that can happen.
Yeah, things
not
can.
talk about
these
anybody in
things can
particular.
happen.
My last question is just I read that you had interned on the Howard Stern show.
Man.
What was
That's
the
crazy.
what was the process like for that? Why did you decide
Yeah.
I would enjoy being intern for the Howard Stern show?
So when I was with the Giants, I did a bunch of, I had my weekly show. I think it was a Fierce Report is what we called it. And after we won the Super Bowl, I was like, hey, man, I want to, because I played with Strahan, played with Tiki Barber, two guys that went to the media right after football. So I'm like, man, I want to do some internships. So I did which is cool, which is crazy. I did, which nobody really talked about. I did Jamie Foxx, did Playboy, which was
You
behind
interned
the
at
scenes.
Playboy?
Bonk. Let's stay with Howard Stern. And then they were like, Howard wants you to do it. So I'm like, cool. So the first day, I literally did all the stuff with Sal, Richard, Howard, and all the guys behind the scenes. And the next day, like, we're going to put you on camera. And then it was crazy, man. Like, I wish I could do it again. Because I didn't know Howard as well as I know him now.
Right.
Especially back then. I knew who he was and how big he was. I didn't realize how smart he was, how sharp he was. But then also I didn't know what goes on in the back rooms.
Yeah.
The back rooms are real.
Yeah.
Like when they pull back this curtain, I need them shades.
Yeah. Yeah.
You better be prepared.
Yeah.
But no, man, it's funny because I get asked about that probably close Probably second most other than the Super Bowl game.
If I had known you were an intern for Playboy, I would have just strictly written Playboy questions. Yeah.
It was weird. I said I want to be diverse, and they gave me the most damn diverse things possible. If I could do the Howard Stern show again, I'd love to do it, man. Howard is a good gentleman, obviously very sharp. They got a good thing going. I mean, how many years now? What,
Yeah. It's forever.
30 years? Like,
Yeah.
He's the king of media, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's the godfather.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thank you so much. I know you're going to have grit on these Raiders.
Oh, yes.
Like, just being around you pumps me up.
Yeah.
So we're big fans, and best of luck this season. You want to do a prediction?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to win a lot of games.
A lot of games.
that.
Okay.
And
I'm going
some
to take
grit
you over
and
on
some
not a
grit.
lot. Yeah.
Yes.
More games than they think.
Okay. I like that.
Very
Prove
good.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Antonio Pierce is brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. Football is finally back. The preseason's here. And ordering Pardon My Cheesesteak for your game day meal or late night eats is the best play call that you can make. Pardon My Cheesesteak brings you awesome cheesesteaks and loaded fries delivered right to your doorstep. Take your pick of delicious cheesesteaks made with fresh, thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, and caramelized onions on a toasted hoagie roll. We got the classic cheesesteaks, Chipotle cheesesteaks, chicken cheesesteaks, Chipotle chicken cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken cheesesteaks, chicken bacon ranch cheesesteaks. You can order the Big Cat combo and get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. For dessert, try our new donut dippers. Delicious donut holes, tossed in cinnamon sugar, and served with a rich caramel sauce. Find a Pardon My Cheesesteak near you. Order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com. Use code PMC20 for 20% off your order. And now, here's Jags Kid.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very, very special guest. This is a gritty interview because we only have one camera set up. Backstory: we're at the Long Beach. We're in Legends at Long Beach doing a fan meetup, and a guy comes up to me and he says, "Big Cat, you've talked about me a lot, but you don't know who I am." And I was very skeptical, and I was like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" And he says, "I'm Andy. I'm the kid that got my head stuck in the Jacksonville Jaguars statue, however many years ago, 20 years ago."
1997.
1997. So I verified. He showed me his ID. I verified it with the news stories. So we were like, we have to have at least 5 minutes with the kid that got his head stuck in the Jaguars statue in 1997, an all-time iconic picture. So Andy, what happened?
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me for Grit Week. This is I don't know if what I did was gritty enough or worthy of this sit down.
I'd say it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, without a doubt.
yeah. So no, I was so I grew up in Jacksonville. Loved Jacksonville. I was 9 years old. I think my parents took me there. We were going to some, because Jacksonville's like a Navy port city. I think they had some Navy boat museum thing they were doing, and so we were already downtown. So like, oh, let's go to the statue and or the stadium and kind of hang out and check out the vibe or whatever. And I was like, I think at the time I was like, oh my god, this will be a really funny picture when I stick my head in here. Yeah, and so I did my thing, went up there,
So
and
it was your idea.
It was my idea, because there's a lot. I'm glad we're getting this moment, because there's a lot of different things. I know you guys have speculated my death a couple times.
Yeah, I think we
when you
did.
talked to Tony Khan, I think one of you said, "Well, I think he might be dead."
Yeah.
Yeah, he just died in the statue.
Yeah, because when we saw the picture, we're like, this kid is so dumb. There's no way he's lasted many years past.
Oh yeah, no, I was nominated for a Darwin Award.
Okay, yeah.
I thought that there was a chance that maybe you died in the statue, and then the news just covered it up.
Oh yeah, those conspiracies. It's a full spectrum of all those situations.
Okay, so back to what happened on that day.
Yeah.
That fateful day.
Yeah, so I stuck my head in the statue for a picture, thinking it'd be funny, and I have remember after the picture was done, I was like, I can't get out, and I think at first my mom was like, all right, get in the fucking car, kind of thing, we're I'm 9 and I'm with it's just me, my mom, my brother, and my sister hanging out there. And I was like, no, for real, this is a thing. And it escalated from a holy shit, this is actually happening moment, from a parent who's freaking out to how are we gonna, what do we do from here kind of thing. So I think some Jaguar security came out, monitored the situation. The first thing they did laid into it is they put Vaseline all over my head. Okay. Tried to wiggle me out, holding me by the feet.
You're talking to the mic. Talking to the mic.
Holding me by the feet and trying to wiggle me out. And then I just remember them being like, it's not gonna do it. And I'm like 9. My head's in there. They put a towel over me, so I'm not like looking out at all of the people.
because there's a crowd.
As this is happening, it's starting to trickle in. Like as this is happening, it's starting to trickle in. Like a whole like circle is forming.
And that's when I thought they had killed you. When they put the towel over
you
like
shoot you like a
race
horse.
horse, they bring the tarp out and
You
they're
gotta
like,
just put this guy out.
Yeah.
kid's been euthanized.
There were just too many eyes on at the time.
Yeah.
It would be hard to pull off.
So how long were you in the statue?
A little bit over, I would say like an hour and a half.
oh my god.
Yeah.
And so you got stuck in there because the you were saying earlier the curvature of the Jaguars' fangs. You can go in, but then when you try to go out, the fangs.
Yeah,
track
that
you
was
in.
the number one question. That was the thing that was hitting. And this was pre-social media, obviously, but this was so big that my mom's sister found out in Germany and no one from America called her. Like, they were like, is this Andy? Like, is this your son? And this was, like I said, this is pre-social media, pre any of that. So, like, this was like a big story. And the number one thing, like, my parents got all these phone calls, like to come on these talk shows. I remember, like, Nickelodeon ones, like, something, I think it was a Summer Sanders, I don't remember the name of it, like, thing. Some like Rosie O'Donnell and etc. Like all these like talk shows were like, oh, we got to get like the story or whatever. And my dad's like, there's no story, whatever. I do remember that one of the big things that they talked about was the Jags were nervous at the time. There was like things like, oh my God, this family is going to sue us.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be,
Yeah.
is going to be a thing. Like whatever. And I think my dad was just like, and he got a lot of respect for this. My dad's like, we're not going to sue you. We're not like those type of people.
My
like
kid's a shithead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's 9.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
just like whatever. But there was a lot of people like, oh my God, like freaking out. And the Jaguars were super thankful. The owner at the time was owned by the Weaver. I know it's Shad Khan now. Prior to that, it was the Weavers. The Weavers came out and like, you know, made sure everything was like, hey, I got a football signed by like all the Jaguars back in the day. Because I've been a hardcore fan since ever. So I was like, I came out and I didn't understand the gravity of like, how big this was. It was like, oh, I was 9. I was like, oh, this was kind of a shitty day.
So wait, so how did they get you out?
So after the Vaseline procedure failed, they're like, we're going to have to give the jaws of life.
So the fire department shows
So the
up.
fire department shows up. I was on Rescue 911. There's still like some clips you can find of this. So they call the fire department. They try to do something with a couple tools first, and then eventually they're like, no, we got to bring out the jaws of life. So that's when I think, and it might have been around the moment when they actually put the towel on me because they didn't want me to see because they had that thing.
Yeah.
You just like, you know, right above like my head. But going back to your thing earlier when you were talking about the actual, how does that work? And I explained because the number one question was like, how does it get in and not out? That's just the number one. You'll never not hear that question. I explain it like a crab trap where like you can push your ears backwards, like bend them back, but then it gets
Can't go forward.
Can't
Yeah,
go
yeah.
forward. And so that was like the simplicity of it. But everyone like that was the number one thing. People were like, how is that even possible?
So all right, so you get out, and then like when you were growing up, were people like, hey, you're the statue kid?
Yes,
Okay.
100%. And I knew when I got home that day, I do remember getting home and being like, all I thought about when I got home was, oh my God, I have a football signed by like Mark Brunell.
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's all I cared about. I was 9, but I was a diehard Jag fan.
It
I was
actually
like,
it taught you the wrong lesson through this, which is like do something really stupid, and then everyone gives you stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. No. So I remember getting home and being kind of stoked. I was like, look at this football I got. Like,
Yeah.
this is kind of rad. And I remember my dad, you know, my dad's a doctor and he got home like late that night and he just like, and my mom, I think had like called him at that point. He just like comes in. I just remember him doing like this big sigh. Cause it's like, I don't know how relatable that moment is when your kid, I know you have kids.
Yeah.
It's like if you just found out your kid is about to be all over the news.
Right,
Cause they
right.
got stuck in the Bears statue
Yeah,
or something
right,
like that. You'd
right.
be like, how do we move forward with this? And so from that point on, it was, you know, parents getting calls to do this, and wanting to talk about it. And then me at school, I was in 4th grade. So when I remember I came back, I had some parents like, yo, dude, you're like, you know, you're a legend or like whatever. This was in 1997 in 4th grade. And then I had to get like strategic about it as I got older later in life, because it's like, I'm not going to like, you know, actually my college essay that helped me get in, like, I feel like to school I went to Emory was like, I bet you never heard of a kid who got his head stuck in a Jaguar and lived to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Because that became like, you look for a hook for those
Right,
kind of
right.
things or
That's a
something,
good
whatever.
hook.
And that stood out. But I also had to be careful and not like any other kind of particular jog interviews be like, oh yeah,
I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
I got my head stuck in a Jaguar
So-
statue when I was 9.
So I used to do NFL recap blogs like way back early Barstool, and I would use the picture every time the Jaguars lost.
I would see it every time.
Yeah. So would you like you obviously get older and you're like, all right, that was a thing of the past. Like, have you had moments where you're like, fuck, it keeps coming up? No one. I mean, I didn't know. You
No.
came up to me. I had no idea who you were.
No, I know exactly. Like that's the thing. I was lucky it was pre-social media. Even know that people like you and other people, and I'm not saying this is a dig. I think it's still fun. It doesn't like affect me.
Yeah.
Like, the Jaguars official account posted on their TikTok like a few weeks ago, and people don't know. A lot of people like who I didn't know in Jacksonville who knew of the story growing up are like, "Where is he now?" Whatever. And I was laughing at the comments because some were like, I heard he's like in Bangladesh, like da-da-da. And one guy was like, and then one guy, it was funny. I saw a caption was like, I actually heard like. He's in LA, like he's a producer on Vanderpump Rules, which at the time that was correct. And I was like, oh shit, this guy, he
knows.
This guy's been digging.
Yeah.
Like,
How long into a relationship, if you're like dating somebody, how long do you wait to tell them, like, just so you know, I'm the kid that got his head stuck in the statue?
oh my God. I wouldn't say it's an icebreaker, but it's definitely that's something that comes up, I would say, I don't know, 3 weeks in, once you're past the like awkward vibe, whatever, then they're comfortable with you. Then it's like, hey, here's a fun story about me.
If you wait like 2 years, then they'll be like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that earlier?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put on my dating profile if it was like a first swipe.
would.
Like,
I would.
Yeah,
I would
for
just
sure,
have
that'd
the
be the
picture.
cover. Yeah.
You would just have me in the head.
Yeah.
Like, but then they might think I'm
Look
9.
at me now.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
A before and after.
Yeah, they would think you're
up.
9.
Look at me now.
All right, so
Yeah.
last question I have: do you think you've cursed the Jaguars?
It's a great question. There's been a lot of speculation. I was actually, before we got on the bus, I was trying to dig back because there were some really funny old Facebook messages I would get from seriously angry fans that would be like, fuck you. Like, fuck you. Ever since you did that, we've been terrible. We were sick back then, and now
You went to an AFC Championship game.
Like soon after, and like we were sick back then, and we've been nothing but garbage since then. It's all your fault, and if I ever like fucking see you in Jacksonville, you better like keep your head on a swivel. Like, and it's like, and it's not like, and it was dead. And the guy was like, and I don't get like tons of those, but like those exist. Like people on the internet are
That's
crazy.
incredible.
So I'll get something like that occasionally, and I'm just
Well, so what we're gonna do for you, because we know Tony. I'm gonna send Tony a picture of this, and I'm gonna be like, if the Jags ever win the Super Bowl, I think you need to be part of the parade.
Yeah, and we should all get to. If the Jags, I'm hoping we're gonna go to Super
Well,
Bowl this year.
we're not gonna go to Jacksonville, but you are.
Oh, you're gonna go to Jacksonville.
No, we will.
You guys
we
love
will go-
Jacksonville.
Yeah, we do love Jacksonville, but we're not gonna go to Jacksonville.
I might
for a
go
parade.
play Sawgrass again.
TPC, I saw your tweets.
Yeah.
Great course.
But I want you to be. I want the
Actually, remember
Jags
Birdie.
to like embrace you. I want to like going forward. You need to be like, hey, we found him, and everything's gonna be good now.
It's a matter of fact that you cannot tell the story of the Jacksonville
Correct.
Jaguars without this kid getting his head stuck in the statue.
Yeah.
That's like a very, very big part of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It is.
I was
Didn't-
seriously starstruck. I said to Hank, I was like, I don't remember the last time I felt this way. When you told me that you were the kid, I was just
And I
like,
felt
oh
weird
my God.
coming up because I know you get everywhere you guys go. There's like, hey,
No, this
by
one
the
was-
way, da-da-da. I have a funny story. Anytime someone prefaces, especially to you at this point in your career, when they say, I have a funny story, I know
This
I know
one
in your
delivered.
mind you're
No,
like,
this one delivered.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and shoot, man. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no. This is one that's really gonna
I thought you were dead.
stand out. Yeah. No.
I might have started that rumor. All right. Well, Andy,
Dead.
thank you.
Thank you guys.
The story's not ending though. I want to see you with the Jags when they win a Super Bowl,
oh yeah.
and maybe
We'll have to get-
maybe we get like a paper mache, like Jags hat. That's just the statue's still there.
Yeah, so the statue's still there. At one point, so when they gave me the tooth, and it sucks because I gave it back to them, and I wish I didn't.
Why?
I know at the time I didn't. So I gave it back to them. Then they put like a rubber like fake stub tooth, and it was so funny because I want to say like, I mean, this was probably like 8 years ago. I was back home and we went to like Monster Jam at the Jaguars Stadium or something.
Oh, yeah.
There was a yellow security guard standing out who was just monitoring to make sure like kids don't get near the statue. And my buddy's like, dude, you created a job.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Job creator Andy. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. Appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really
this
appreciate
is like, I feel like a sense of relief that that you're not dead.
We can finally move
Yeah.
on.
And that we know,
And we found each other in the most unexpected
Yes,
place at
yes.
a sports bar in Long Beach, California.
Yeah.
Kept that tooth though. That would go so hard as like a necklace.
Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
get you another one.
I know. Can I
We'll
say
get
one
you-
thing too?
Yeah.
Going forward, when you guys talk about, I've listened to you guys religiously from the beginning. When you do your recaps of the week, I get the joke sometimes when you do like, oh, Jags, Tennessee. We're like, we can just skip that one.
Yeah.
There's a big We love the Jaguars.
I know.
They're a big deal. Like, and we love listening to you guys. I know you're laughing.
I think that
I know
was
you're laughing,
I think
but
that was
we're-
pre Trevor Lawrence though, like because you guys had
That's
some
true.
years between.
Yeah, but Gardner
after
great
Blake.
story. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had the Urban Meyer year. All right, we'll do maybe more.
Add a minute.
Yeah. And that was talking Jaguars. That's what we'll do.
Now we're talking Jaguars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jagging off.
Yeah.
Jagging off.
All right. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We're about to get to head coach Eric Musselman, and he's brought to you by Mountain Dew. You know what we all need to get more of? Off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew is going to get you off your ass, have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. I love the original. The Baja Blast is incredible. And then there's the go-to Code Red. I remember when Code Red came out, changed the game. Code Red is an elite flavor. Baja Blast, love it. If it's frozen, love it. If it's regular, love it. Great flavor. I like the zero sugar too. It makes you feel like you're on a mountain where the weather's always perfect, your friends are always ready to hang, and a day of epic proportions awaits. After we got done with our workout with Coach Musselman, we got back on the bus. First thing we did, grabbed a Mountain Dew. Hit the spot. The mountain's calling, you should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do.
Okay, it's time to wrap up the show with our good friend. It is Coach Eric Musselman, USC basketball. Coach, we just went through a workout with you. Let's start with that. How'd we do?
I was super impressed. One with the effort,
Okay.
the energy, and the enthusiasm.
All right.
You
So
guys,
that was no basketball skills. I like that. It was
It
just
was
the effort,
three
energy,
E's.
enthusiasm.
The 3 E's, you brought it. And then the 4th E, you guys executed.
Okay.
Right? We put in a play. You guys executed. You had good reads. We kind of lacked ball skills.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
We for sure lacked shooting.
Yep. These are now. Would you say
Athleticism.
Yeah. Would you say shooting the basketball is important in basketball?
Not that important. I mean, not
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah.
The meanest thing that you said was, I think you were trying to be nice, but the fact that you were impressed with us, you were surprised, and that really speaks poorly to what you thought of us going into this workout.
Well, I hadn't seen, I hadn't had the ability to really scout you guys.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
actually our secret weapon. So people don't know how unathletic we are.
Yeah, so it would be hard to
Right.
It's hard
to surprise you.
It's hard to put a practice plan together, and it's hard to coach. Like you guys were fairly easy to coach, great coachability, but that usually happens. Like lack of skill, really coachable, and then super skilled and maybe not so easy to coach.
Yeah.
It's perfect that we have you on the show because we're in Southern California for Grit Week. There were a few people that were pointing out that maybe it's hard to be gritty in Southern California. It's too nice, but you are a perfect example. So can you teach us how to maintain our grit while living in 73-degree weather year round?
Well, I think it's all about where you are. You know what I mean? So like if you're between the lines in the Galen Center, you got to have grit. And then maybe tonight at the Manhattan Beach Pier, you don't really need the grit. And so it's all about your environment and where you're at the time.
Yeah.
But you don't need grit 24/7, right? You just need it when you're competing.
Yeah. And you are a gritty coach. Your teams always play very hard. Always running. So what is it like when you get guys and you're like, hey, we're gonna run. I'm gonna expect the most out of you. How do you get that out of guys?
I think the big thing is it's like starts in the recruiting process. Like you got to go recruit and get guys that kind of fit your style, fit your system, fit the identity that you want to play. It's kind of hard to change guys. You can tweak it, get them to step over the line a little bit more than maybe where they are, and that all comes with player development and buy-in. It's hard to run. Everybody says they want to run, and then you're like, hey, here's the commitment that it takes to play with some pace, to play with defensive intensity, and then all of a sudden, guys might not want to do that.
Yeah. How do you get that? How do you get the conditioning? What's the conditioning drill that you do to get your guys to a point where it's like they're going to be able to outrun and outlast the other team?
Yep. So the first thing we do is there's a mile test that you have to pass.
Okay.
And if you do not pass the mile, you have to do it again like 2 or 3 days later.
What's the passing time?
So it's 5:30 for the guards.
Okay.
5:30 for the
I'm
guards.
out. Okay. Yeah.
It is
Can we use a bike?
Huh?
Can we ride a bike?
You could.
Okay, all right, I could do it,
Okay.
yeah.
Beach cruiser,
Okay.
yeah. And then it's 5:45 for the wings.
Okay.
And then 5:55 for the bigs, the 4s and 5s.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's really fast.
And then what happens after that? After they pass the test?
Once you pass, you're good to go.
Okay.
And then we have a conditioning test that is in the gym with the strength coach that we've taken from the Miami Heat. Coach Riley did it. Coach Spolster did it or does it. And then they got to do that with the strength coach.
And what's that?
That's a sideline to sideline thing that I let him kind of
Run,
and
yeah.
dictate.
Yeah.
And they'll do that when they. So we just finished our 8-week segment. We did the mile. Everybody passed, but 2 guys. So when they come back, they'll continue to try to work on the mile. The rest of the team, when they come back, they'll do this Miami Heat conditioning in the gym. So it starts on the track, and then it evolves onto the court.
Yeah.
I noticed in your evaluation of us, you didn't mention if we had aura. Is that part of your evaluation process?
Aura?
Mojo.
Yeah. Do we have aura, mojo?
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of confidence. You know, maybe at a few of the positions, too much confidence. But certainly swag. I would say the swag was there. That would be the biggest thing, you know, is you guys walked out there like you belonged.
Yeah.
You know, and that's half the battle. You got to look good in the layup line.
Yeah.
It's also insanity thinking that we belong out there.
Probably, but
Yeah. When we went to the practice facility, I hit like 4 threes in a row. And then one of your assistant coaches gave me a bad pass, and I missed the next like 10. And I was like, that bad pass probably ended my career.
Yeah, you know,
because I was kind of in a point where I was like, if Musk gets a look at this, like he's gonna be like, damn.
you know the deal, Big Cat. Never shoot a bad pass.
Oh, I like that.
So you got to remember that whether you're watching an NBA game or it's really hard to make a shot off a bad pass. So you should have thrown it back to the assistant coach and said, hey man, hit me in the chest, hit me in my shooting pocket, get your stuff together, right? Because that's not on you. That shot.
Okay, so maybe I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah. All right, so we have our listener submitted grit questions. Hank has them. Hank will fire them off and we'll answer them to the best of our
Hank did
abilities.
have grit today too.
Yeah.
I mean, when he dove on the floor, he showed great grit.
I can't wait till people see this video. We were flopping all over the floor. Max, maybe some butt crack. We'll have to. There was some big time butt crack for Max.
Yeah,
Did you catch that?
Huey with an all-time hustle play,
Yeah.
chasing down that loose ball.
Yeah.
all the way into the stands.
All the
All the way to the
stands.
stands. He went a couple
Dude,
rows
that was
up.
incredible.
Yeah. Okay, Hank.
Is grit and moxie the same thing? Having moxie in the pocket or having grit on the line, are they the same?
Ooh.
I think Mojo, Coach also showed us the Mojo plays.
Yeah.
And like Mojo, grit, aura, I feel like it's all kind of the same.
I don't think
Similar
grit and
things.
moxie are the same.
I don't think. I actually don't.
I would
think
agree with you.
Yeah.
Big Cat.
Yeah, I don't think that you can have aura and grit at the same time. I think they're mutually exclusive.
Yeah, moxie is like you can have grit and moxie. I don't know, but if you have moxie, I don't know if you have grit.
Yeah. Like in football terms, I'd say that Drew Lock has moxie.
Right.
And like Taysom Hill has grit.
Yeah. So what would you rather have in a guy you're recruiting, a moxie or grit?
Both.
You need the combination?
Yeah.
How many grit guys, if you have a 12-man roster, how many grit guys do you need? How many moxie guys do you need?
I don't think you can have a lot of moxie guys.
Okay.
So I would say moxie guys 3,
Okay.
right, and the rest grit,
Yeah.
and then you're going to win.
I think that's right, because if you have too many moxie guys, there's only one ball. Everyone
True.
you know.
Egos.
Yeah.
Moxie, there's a little ego involved.
Yeah, right.
Grit's just toughness. You're like a sewer rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But how good is it? You do need the one thing I love about basketball is you do need at least one guy on the roster who thinks he's just never going to miss, right?
Oh, no question. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have a guy that's just got unbelievable confidence.
Yeah, like too much confidence where you're like, he's actually insane, but you need that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Good question.
As an avid pickup basketball player, what's a good way for me to consistently be the grittiest guy out there?
Floor burns.
Yeah.
Get on. I mean, it's a little hard if you're
This
playing
pick up
outdoor.
basketball though. If you're
Pickup ball-
diving on the floor and pick up basketball.
I mean, nobody wants to do that.
Okay.
You know, so if you can do that, or forget diving on the floor, then it's all about when the ball's in the air. How many loose balls can
Yeah.
you get? Long rebounds, balls that are floating around. Can you get those?
Yeah.
It's like a receiver. You think every rebound when the ball's in the air, that's your ball.
Yeah.
Go get it. Yeah.
I personally, so wait, what was the exact question? How can you be the most grit?
What's a good way for me to consistently be the grittiest guy out there?
So the 2 tips I would give is you want to save your energy. So always try to correct the score every time down. Be like, hey, hold up, check ball. What's the score again? And then use your timeouts. So timeout will always stop the game for at least 30 seconds. Everyone will be like, dude, there's no timeouts in pickup. And then you get your breath back a little bit.
Just yell ball
Yeah.
when people are shooting.
Yeah.
If you call a timeout, though, and you're playing with the wrong guys in pickup ball, especially if it's outdoor, you might.
Yeah, that's true. But listen, the timeout, everyone looks around. They're like, what are you doing calling a timeout?
There's
and then
no
you get
question.
your breath back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called a timeout today during practice.
The mic, yeah, when we were getting mic'd up, that saved me.
Yeah, right. It's all about that. That can maximize your grit.
Can you please ask Muss what grit means to him when it comes to what makes a great walk-on?
Oh,
Does he have any good stories from walk-on tryouts, specifically at Nevada, and a walk-on's abilities to juggle and ride a unicycle? Also, does he have any good Gilbert Arenas or Ron Artest stories?
Oh, good question.
So where do you want me to start? Just with the walk-on
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, what grit means to him when it comes to what makes a great walk-on?
Yeah, a great walk.
Seems
Well,
like a
first of
leading
all,
question.
a great walk-on's got to be the grittiest guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no questions about that.
Or the coach's son.
Or the coach's son, that'll work too.
Or grandson.
But I would say,
Coach K.
a great walk-on story, right? Was that part of the question?
Something about, I'm guessing that he's talking about himself.
Probably
Specifically at
close.
Nevada and a walk-on's abilities to juggle and ride a unicycle.
What was this guy's name?
It doesn't have his name.
So was there a walk-on at Nevada that
Yeah,
rode a unicycle?
we did a pregame warm-up at Nevada, which was we had a guy that rode a unicycle and juggled.
So this is his question?
For sure.
So we had a walk-on tryout at Nevada, and one of the assistant coaches was really serious. He was having him do ball handling, shooting. All I wanted was a walk-on who could ride the unicycle for the pregame warm-up. So I kind of stopped the thing and go, hey, let's stop with the basketball stuff. I just want to find a guy that can juggle and ride a unicycle for this warm-up.
You wanted
So,
Red Panda on the team. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, exactly. Do you ever have walk-ons that try too hard in practice, or is that not a thing?
Oh, no, for sure.
Yeah?
Great question.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Great
if you
question.
got a walk-on who's too excited and really, like you don't want an injury.
Right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of walk-ons oftentimes are smaller, maybe not as skilled, not as athletic. You don't want to walk on like hard foul, Bill Lambier hard foul
Right.
on one of your better players. So
Right.
you do have to tell some walk-ons like, hey man, chill, or you're only on the scout team. You're only to go like 50% right now.
Right.
We're not going,
Yeah.
What if you're playing against a team like, I don't know, Houston comes to mind, or a team that's just going to absolutely like shove you around and be physical? Do you then tell your practice team like, hey, we need to actually dial it up with the intensity? We need to be a little bit more physical?
Yeah, we haven't played Houston, but if you're playing Calvin Sampson's team, yeah, I'd probably throw 7 walk-ons out there.
Yeah.
And have our guys try to guard 5 on 7, and put 7 scout team guys going to the offensive glass, because that's what it looks like when a shot goes up, like their best offense is a missed shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would probably over-exaggerate what we would have to do to try to take away their offensive rebounding game.
Yeah. Okay. And then what was it? Ron Artest or Gilbert Arenas? So do you have any good stories about them?
I mean, there's so many with both of them.
So you were an assistant coach when they were on what teams?
No, I was a head coach with Gilbert Arenas his second year.
Okay.
Playing for the Warriors. He didn't play much his first year. I got hired as the head coach. And probably about the second or third practice, about 15 minutes in, I don't ever leave practice. I left practice, went upstairs. The GM was Gary St. Jean. I'm like, this guy down here is an all-star. Like, he's going to be a bona fide all-star. He was so talented, could go get his own shot whenever he wanted. So that's the one thing that, and then with Ron Artest, I mean, it was every game. I was the head coach of the Kings. First close game we had, right? It's like 15 seconds left. We call a timeout. We're playing in Milwaukee. Ron comes sprinting up to me. Coach, what are we doing? The Kings need a basket, and we're down 1 against Milwaukee Bucks. I'm like, I don't know. He goes, get the ball to Ron Artest.
That's
Good
great.
answer.
I'm like, all right, let's get the ball to Ron.
Yeah, Gilbert Arenas, he's one of those guys that had unbelievable confidence in himself.
Yeah.
He did, and he could
just wanted
back
to-
it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really could.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player.
All right, well, last one. Who's your favorite or player with most grit from your time at Arkansas?
Ooh.
That's a tough. I would say we had a lot of guys at Arkansas that had grit, but I would say the one guy, and he kind of changed our season, was a guy named Trey Wade. And he was a guy that just kind of stuck with it. And we had some other more offensively talented players, but as soon as we added him in the lineup, our team took off. We made an Elite Eight, beat Gonzaga, who was, number 1 at the time. And Trey Wade was the grittiest guy. He was 6'5.5", 6'6". He ended up guarding Chet Holmgren, did a great job. of doing all the dirty things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, your teams are great tournament teams. I mean, I loved the Nevada teams were so much fun to watch. I mean, I've told Ruda a bunch, but like I would stay up. We were living in New York at the time. I'd stay up 11 o'clock tip off in New York time. Just be like, got to watch Muss's guys. Got to watch the Martins going crazy, hitting every three.
Super talented team.
Yeah. And how are we feeling about this upcoming season for USC?
Yeah, we had finished our 8-week summer session. It was unbelievable. Got great chemistry. Guys really get along. We lack certain things, but we know what areas. You know, we're like at that center spot, we don't have a lot of depth, so we're going to have to play small ball. Those are some of the things that we're trying to figure out. We've had a lot of injuries, but they're injuries that everybody should heal. But this will be a great experiment. Like, we're going to have to win off grit. We're going to have to win off togetherness. We're going to have to win off team chemistry. We're going to have to win off having a better locker room than the other team as far as being together. Because there are going to be some teams that probably have a little bit more talent in certain areas or certain positions. But it's a team that's super fun to coach.
Okay.
You guys got a theme for this year or something that you're hammering home to the team? Like, this is going to be your motto moving forward?
Yeah, we don't have one yet. It's interesting you bring that up because we've talked about it. We wanted to go through the summer. We got a 2-week break where we need to come up with a hashtag or a theme or, you know, and then we got to be all about it. It's one thing to put it on a wall or put it on a shirt, but then how do you execute that identity?
Yeah, it's got to match up. You got to
match up.
You got to spend some time like meditating on it. Let it come to you. Let the universe speak it right into existence.
And welcome to the Big Ten. It's tough basketball.
Tough basketball.
Tough basketball.
Physical league. Really hard to win on the road in this league.
Yep.
And then you think about the travel that USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington, you know, we have to go through the 3 time zones way more than the other. You know, they come up to us once.
Yeah.
And we got to go there 4 times.
Yeah.
So it's how you manage that is super important. We've tried to study. A couple weeks ago, we were over with the Rams asking them how they travel. When do you leave for a Sunday game? If it's an afternoon game, what time do you want to arrive at the hotel? Do you try to change your sleep habits or do you stay the same? And so all those things, it's going to be like for us, quite frankly, the first year, we're going to be learning on the fly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited though. Coach, you're the best. We're going to finish off. We guess a number. We have a lottery ball machine in our office. So we don't have it here, but we do random number generators. So I want you to, any number from 1 to 100, guess whatever you want. I'll let you start. We're all going to guess a number, and then we're gonna randomly generate it.
Perfect.
So what's your number?
13.
13. Hank?
17.
8.
I'll go 20. You guys want? Memes got 3. 42. Max? 11. 21. All right, here we go. PFT, you're watching.
Yep.
48. 48.
So nobody got it.
1-1.
Is that exciting?
I mean, I wish somebody
Really
would've
hard
won.
to explain.
That would have been exciting.
Yeah, it would have been. It's all right. You got to get better.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get
For
better.
sure. We all got to get better,
We all
right?
gotta get better. Next time, guess the right number. Okay.
No question.
Yeah, work
No
hard.
excuses, right?
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you,
We
guys. It was
appreciate
awesome.
Coach.
Great day. Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome way to start the day. Love you guys. Hank doesn't.
False.